your mics in the air. If you real, if you really spit that real, I'm about to check it out. Samson, look, when I want competition, I just look in the mirror. With every word that I'm spitting, then the vision is clearer. Nobody touching what I'm clutching, plus I'm busting it first. Yes, your chest will be a mess by the end of the verse. Your body stretched out like a book on the pavement. People pass by as they look in amazement. Your body leaking your genetics, got you looking so pathetic. No need to call the paramedics, it's too late for anesthetics. Me and my microphone. 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 Coming out the dirty south, show everybody I'm the cleanest. Run your mouth, I send your body to the cleaners. Love my mic, so can't nobody come between us. Won't be nice for anybody wanna see us. Back up a little, just a couple of feet. You don't listen, you'll be missing just a couple of teeth. Hard to buy the rhyme, with no teeth in your mouth. Stepping out of line, then we sweeping them out. Me and my microphone. 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 My mic got jealous when I was talking to my girlfriend. So you know, it's like I'm caught up in a whirl when I'm not about the drama. I don't need that. Started yelling and all I heard was feedback. Said I need to choose, but do it quickly. Use a tool, you fool if you don't pick me. Since she made me choose, you know I left her to pick my microphone up off the dresser. Me and my microphone. 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 Me and my mic been tight since 9-5. She don't wanna go out, she stay at home and vibe. Ain't nothing without her, I doubt she'll understand. Gets upset so I can't make no plans. Wants me to herself, she is so obsessed. When I go to sleep, I can't not get no rest. Calling off my phone when I'm gone too long. Says to her, be home, she wants to make a song. Me and my microphone. 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 This microphone. Can't wait to get you in my arms and my palms. And when we home alone, it is gonna be on. You make the words to my song sound strong. When I'm with you, baby, I can do no wrong. Can't wait to get you in my arms and my palms. And when we home alone, it is gonna be on. You make the words to my song sound strong. When I'm with you, baby, I can do no wrong. You know I had to do it. I had to take it back. Dedicate this to everybody out there that's doing music. Whether you're getting paid for it or not, it don't even matter. As long as you love it, I know it's gonna love you back. Put your microphones up. Put them up. Much love to all the rappers that paved the way for people like you. All the producers. Rest in peace to all everybody that's dead and gone. That's fast. Keep rapping till I'm dead to get paid for it. Bury me with my microphone. Real. I'm sad, huh? Yeah, I love you too.
What's up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of the Straight Talk Sessions, the Man Talk Monday edition. Y'all know right off top, I need a mic check. I need to know if you guys can hear me loud and clear. Need to know if y'all can hear me. Let me get a mic check. All right, all clear. Bomb. That's all I needed to know. So what's up, man? Hope you guys had an excellent Monday. Hope you guys had an excellent weekend. This is Man Talk Monday, possibly the greatest show on YouTube every Monday. Just give it time. The word will get out. So before my co-hosts get in, I do want to just go over a couple of things that we have on the channel. So first and foremost, I want to go over the changes to the channel. So some of you may have heard Friday, and if you haven't heard, then I'll just say it now. I am no longer a part of the Straight Talk MMA show. Reason being is this, that since we started that show back in March, I always felt like in the back of my mind that it didn't gel with my personality. So like that show is such a straightforward show, where there's no room for veering off to the left or to the right. So it's like that show doesn't need a personality like me. Whereas with the wrestling, with reality show, it's more of, hey, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go there, we're gonna do this, we're gonna get in some arguments, we're gonna do this. So that lends to the type of character that I am. The Straight Talk MMA show is a straightforward show, and those guys like are basically about the business of the show. And I just thought about it with every show that we did. We did 15 shows, and when I finally decided that those guys were getting better, I realized that it's time to let it go. It was one thing in particular that they said to me. I'm not going to tell you guys what they said to me, but oh, you know what? Whatever, I will say. So they made a comment that, we need to go over the fighters' names in the beginning, because UFC fighters got like the weirdest names in the world. And even though I try to pronounce them right, I pronounce them wrong. But that just goes to show you like how pure that show is. Like that show is like one of the more straightforward shows that we do on this channel. So it was just like, all right, I get it. Those guys love this, and I don't want to make it a joke to them. You know what I mean? Like, you guys know me. I could pivot on a dime. I could make anything, turn it into a joke or anything like that. But I realize that certain shows that we do on this channel don't require my personality, and that's one of them. So with everything that I have going on over here, I was like, you know what? Now's the time. So I was able to bow out gracefully, and those guys did a tremendous job Friday night. I think of all 16 shows that we've done, that was the best one. And go figure, that was a show without me, because they don't have to play to my personality. And that's a big thing that you have to understand when you're doing stuff like this and you have multiple personalities. Let's take Mike, for example. You have to play to Mike's personality. Mike's personality doesn't fit on everything, because Mike is loud and brash, and those guys just want to get to the story. You know what I mean? They just want to get to the fight. They want to review their fight, and they want to be done. They don't want to veer off and go to the left or go to the right. And a lot of times I would make a lot of, off color comments and, just throwing my personality into it. But I think they gel much better by themselves. So, I mean, it wasn't that hard of a decision. I know those guys. Just like I said, the only people in this chat that have wrenches are people that's actually been to my house. Those guys, I know those guys. Let's just say, I know if I was going to trust anybody to watch my daughter as a man, I would probably trust Zay before I trusted any other man. So it's like I know those guys. So I know they're not going to do anything to mess anything up or anything like that. So, that's how that goes. Just like Tape Fist politics. I'm not going to be involved in Tape Fist politics. And the reason being, again, that's something Venkat's been wanting to do for a long time. That's Venkat's baby. I don't want to bring my personality into it. I don't want to I don't want to bring my personality into things, and I don't want to take away from, because when people come over here, they come to see Mr. Straight Talk and they know how I am. So I don't want Venkat to be trying to do a serious political show having to deal with my character. So like that show, that's completely Venkat. I'll be there, but you guys won't see me there. As far as being on the panel and things like that, you won't see me there, because again, Venkat is another one that I trust. I trust Venkat with a lot. So I feel like he'll do the show justice without me. So I don't have to worry about that. So that's the changes that's coming up. That Tape Fist Politics show, Mike, I sent you the email, the link. That Tape Fist Politics show will be, we had to move it back, scheduling conflicts. The Tape Fist Politics show will be August 29th, Tuesday, August 29th is when we're going to do Tape Fist Politics. Also, the UFC 292 review show was supposed to happen yesterday, but all the power was out in my neighborhood for a few hours, so we couldn't get the show done. Now it's just up to Zay and Bones to see when they could reschedule it to do it. Hopefully it's looking like they may be able to do it tomorrow night. If not, then we'll have to shoot for Friday. Wednesday, we have Wrestling with Reality, where we'll be going over the AEW upcoming Wembley show. Thursday, we have another open Bible discussion. If you haven't checked out the debate from last week, last Thursdays, between St. Louis and Jackie McCall, please go ahead and check that out. Also, I put up polls for every debate. So we've had 5. I can't believe that we have 5 so far, but I put up polls for every debate. Now, these guys always say, everybody's like, oh, I won. But then when you leave it to the people and then the people decide, that's what I was saying. I'm like, do y'all really want me to do this? Because if I do this, what you guys are thinking may not be what the people say. So y'all go ahead and check out my community wall. You'll see the results to all the polls. You'll see the polls to all 5 debates that we've had so far. And just so everybody knows, before everybody says that it's skewed one way, I created the poll, so I can't vote in it. I cannot vote in the poll. They will not let me vote in it. So you don't have my vote in it. I have my thoughts of who I thought won each debate. Mike is right. I had my thoughts of who I think won each debate, but that's not for me to say because it's on this platform. I'm just here hosting the platform. Speaking of debates, we have another one coming September 7th. I think this is going to be crazy. Make sure you get all your musician friends, because this one is going to be between Peter Cox and a newcomer to the Straight Talk Society, a brother named Stacy Mobley. And they're going to be debating a very interesting topic. Is our musical instruments allowed in worship service today? Apparently that's a thing. I didn't know that was such a big issue, but it is. So they're going to get down September 7th, and that's going to be crazy. What else do we have? Yeah, besides that, I think the Pour Your Heart Out, the Pour Your Heart Out show from this Saturday was postponed again. I want to say until the 26th, because 2 main players weren't feeling good. So if they're not feeling good, you just can't do the show. And that's just how it works sometimes. So that's all the announcements that we have. Now it's time to get into the show. We're going to be right back on the other side with the flagship show of the Straight Talk Society, Man Talk Monday, right here on the Straight Talk Society. I keep forgetting it's in another file. Venkat keep messing me up with these videos. My transition is not good how it's supposed to be. Y'all give me 1 second, man. He keeps giving me these videos and they're too big for the StreamYard, man. Hey, we'll be right back on the other side.
Come take a walk through my heart, a stroll through my soul. Been smart from the start, wasn't taught, wasn't told. You could climb through my mind, or fly through my eye. And in time you will find what I rhyme is not a lie. Come take a walk through my heart, a stroll through my soul. Been smart from the start, wasn't taught, wasn't told. You could climb through my mind, or fly through my eye. And in time you will find what I rhyme is not a lie. See you dealing with a vicious mind, hard cold like Christmas time. Every time I write a rhyme, put it all on the line. No need to hold my tongue, hold the mic like you hold a gun. Haters, I'm the chosen one, fakers, I don't roll with none. Don't you ever test my heart, been a rebel from the start. I ain't got time to play no games, I'm too busy playing my part. Keep my mind on my mission, living by my premonition. Through the world with blurry vision, stressing in high definition. Walking the path unknown to most, the ones that I love, I hold them close. Every rhyme I wrote was dope, no jokes, so folks can overdose. Lyrically, I'm legendary, yes, I'm very necessary. Fast to see my adversaries buried in the cemetery.
Man Talk Monday.
Yeah.
Straight Talk Sessions live.
You're gonna acknowledge me.
It's Monday. It's Man Talk Monday. It's time to man up with your hosts, Trevor, Michael, and Wade.
But we have a responsibility and a duty to be fathers. Not to just make babies, but to be real fathers. And you can't expect any good to come to you if you don't visit any good on your son or your daughter. So, be a man.
All right. Man, we're back. We're ready for Man Talk Monday. Real quick, just so everybody knows that. Am I muted? Oh, okay. No, sometimes for some reason I can't hear myself. Just so everybody knows that the channel did go through the initial YouTube monetization um protocol, I guess, and I was approved for monetization on the channel today. So as you can see down in the bottom, if you're in the chat, if you could see down in the bottom of the chat, you'll see that there is a button with a $sign on it. That is for super chats. If you feel so inclined to drop your boy a super chat, I am not asking you to do it, but it is an option. We have a partial monetization. We're not fully, so there's no I almost said advertisements. There's no advertisements yet on the channel.
Jamaican.
But I can do. What the hell was that? But I can do things like super chats and members only. And I think what I'm going to start doing going forward, the Straight Talk After Dark, I'm going to put that on members only, just because I got to follow a certain set of rules now. So the things that I do want to talk about, I'm going to be prohibited to talk about on the regular stream. So I think I'm going to start putting the After Dark on members only, but we'll get to that right now. Again, I'm not begging anybody for any money. I'm not asking you to donate anything, but if you do feel so inclined and you want to hit that super chat button, they are open. You want to hit that Cash App button, feel free. We do appreciate it. Help cover some of the overhead that we do for these 5 days a week that we entertain you. Now, let's get on. I appreciate that, Tequila. Let's get into the show. What's up, Mike?
What it do, man? I'm here making it.
Yeah, man, y'all, Mike not feeling good, man. So we gonna have to get through this. And Mr. Peen and your ween yourself. What's up, Kev? Kev.
What's up, my bomba?
Oh, Kev, your mic sound like crap.
I'm having tech issues. I'll be right back.
Sound like you're underwater. All right, so while Kev get that mic situated, I don't know where Wayne is. Maybe he'll be by later, but he has been really busy lately. So we do have a letter. We do have a letter that we're going to read tonight, and the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to revisit an old letter from an old show. Reason being is because I contacted the person that sent me that letter, and she may be stopping by to discuss said letter. So so towards the end of the show, I'm gonna towards the end of the show, we're gonna read that letter, a letter that I received to one of the podcast shows. Yeah, Mike's kept saying he got technical issues. All right, so yeah, Kev, you sound So anyway, y'all make sure and hit that like button when you come into the building. So we gonna get started, Mike. Keeping up in the vein of last week, I'm glad I found this video, or somebody sent it to me. Either you were Ricardo, but either way, last week we were talking about where the woman asked the guy, would she save? What did she say? Would you save my son?
Good question.
Yeah. So we've kind of found one from the woman's point of view now. So let's go on and get that up.
Ooh. I'm on my day, Quill.
Yeah, we ain't gonna hold you too long. All right, we up.
Hey, I'm straight talk forever, my G. I'm a ride.
Going up and I'm delirious, and the doctor says, there's only one choice here. You save her or you save the baby. Which one is it? And Peter says, we'll save my wife. And I was pissed. Because, again, whatever that thing is that clicked in my head that said, protect the life that is coming first. I was like, no, you should have chosen that one. I've already lived. You should have chosen her.
You said that to me?
Yes. Yes. It was the beginning of some of the big fractures in our relationship. That moment. And then also feeling like an utter failure. This is like, women since the beginning of time have had babies. Apparently easily. My mom had 4. It's like stolen Africans were having freaking babies in fields with no epidurals or childcare. And here I was living a very lavish lifestyle, having an OBGYN that worked out of the Upper East Side of Manhattan. And I couldn't even do that. All of those feelings were so raw and combined. I'm sitting there and in the bed and
all right. So the great thing about this, that I didn't even notice. Wait a minute. The great thing that I didn't even notice is, if you guys could see right where my mouse is, I didn't realize that it would allow me to see somebody's comment. So let me read a comment. Before I tell you who it was, let me read it out. It says, "This is what annoys me. The real issue is she feels like a failure for not being able to bring in the child, but she shifted all the blame on him to not have to take accountability." God, this is the gift that keeps on giving. That was a comment that Mike put on this video. So I'm assuming Mike is the one that probably sent me this. So I see you shaking your head. What's up, Mike?
That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said last time. She says it. If you listen to the video, she says it at the end. She's like, that started the fracture of our relationship. And then when she says, and then, that's when it gets to the real crux of it. It's that I couldn't bring her in. I couldn't bring a child into the world. Everybody's been having kids forever. And boo-boo, you felt the way about yourself. You needed somebody to blame. She blamed him. He was the closest person there. That's who took the blame. It wasn't his fault. What is he supposed to? I'm supposed to kill you for the chance that this baby might make it, when you and I can make 5, 6 more? We both young.
So every man, I won't speak for every man. I'll speak for me, but that's a thought that's passed my mind before. What if I was presented with that scenario, knowing how hard it was for me and my wife to conceive, and now all of a sudden they present us with this scenario like, hey, you guys can have this baby, but if you have this baby, you're gonna lose your wife, or you lose the baby, save your wife. Now, in my head, it just sounds so great. It's like, oh well, shit, I guess save my wife a million times over. But I'm curious to know what other people, because that would be my decision. Just because I've known my wife our entire marriage. I've struggled with her. You're giving me the option between my wife and an unborn baby, even though I wanted the baby more than anything in the world. Will I feel resentment towards my wife later on? Yeah, let's unpack this.
First off, if you Christian, you're supposed to be happy because your baby gets to go straight to heaven. Right? You got kids, you got blood in the heaven. There's not a lot of people that can say that. You got a direct shot. Number two, we living in 2023. Did you read what St. Louis said before you jumped in, before you started the show?
No, hold up. I peace to the chat, man. I was trying to get all my stuff out. I didn't get the St. Louis says sup champ. I can watch you on my TV and talk to the remote and type out the words.
You see that?
Yeah.
You couldn't do that in 1990. We in the future. They can take an egg out your woman, a sperm out your balls, put them together, and put them in somebody else. You can still have your baby. It'll just come out of somebody else and be y'all DNA.
Kev,
kill my boo.
Kev, you got your mic situated?
How does it sound so far?
Okay, yeah, you good.
Okay.
Did you hear that video?
I heard nothing.
Okay, you know what?
You remember the video of the black lady talking about that she was mad because her husband chose her instead of the baby?
Okay.
So you need me to play it again? You know what? Let me play it again, just because Mike.
Dive again.
Yeah, because Mike said that she said something at the end, and I may have cut it off too quick, so I didn't get to hear it.
She says it right in the middle. Listen, when she stops talking about the husband, she gonna say, and she gonna start talking about herself.
Let me know when it's up.
Sure.
You up?
And the blood pressure is going up, and I'm delirious. And the doctor says, there's only one choice here. You save her or you save the baby. Which one is it? And Peter says, "We'll save my wife." And I was pissed. Because, again, whatever that thing is that clicked in my head that said protect the life that is coming first, I was like, no, you should have chosen that one. I've already lived. You should have chosen her.
You said that to me?
Yes. Yes. It was the beginning of some of the big fractures in our relationship. That moment. And then also
right here,
an utter failure. It's like, women since the beginning of time have had babies. Apparently easily. My mom had 4. It's like
that's real
Africans were having freaking babies in fields with no epidurals or childcare.
Yeah, she deflected.
And here I was living a very lavish lifestyle.
I listen.
OBGYN that worked out of the Upper East Side of Manhattan. And I couldn't even do that. All of the feelings were so raw and combined. I'm sitting there.
See,
yeah,
that's my problem with women like that. She could have started that whole video talking about herself, but she had to blame someone. It had to be someone else's fault before she took on her own feelings. I'm good on that.
Peace, Yanga. Yeah, she and hold on, let me put the link in the chat. I didn't even do that. Kev, so you heard it now. What's your feelings on that? Because I didn't listen to it like that at first, but yeah, she deflected like a mug with that one, just because she basically, she projected her failures, now to say, well, I'm not going to take this 100%. Why you chose the baby? Why you chose me over the baby?
She feel like less of a woman because she couldn't bring the baby in the world. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody. Your baby in heaven.
Go ahead and cake, Kev. Go ahead and cake.
I agree with Mike.
Oh,
yeah, it sounds like
what?
It's crazy. I know. It's opposite day.
Hey, Kev, we can't see your picture or anything, right?
You can't see it?
Nah.
I had it already.
Lord.
I had it ready to
Um,
back.
I'm on my phone. I don't want to like keep.
Oh, all right. Well, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to have an avatar up. But yeah, this is this now that I go back and look at it, because again, I could put myself in that situation just because I know, you know, with the whole thing with me and my wife, we got married in 2013, and even though it only took 2 years to conceive, it was a long 2 years. I mean, like, you're talking about putting in triple and quadruple overtime to a point. It's funny. We just watched this movie yesterday. I think we were just watching this movie on Tubi where
I'm so sick of y'all in Tubi.
where this black doctor he helped in birthing. So like he had all these breakthroughs with black women in birthing, but his wife just couldn't get pregnant for anything. So it's like, here I am saving all these people, delivering all these babies, and in the back of my mind, I can't get the one thing that I want. And that's how it was with me and my wife for like 2 years. We're constantly just trying and trying and trying and trying, but never once did I ever stop to think like, man, would they ever, like, if a situation ever came where they were like, hey man, we could only save the wife or the unborn child, what would you do? I wouldn't have thought twice not to save her, because I would have just been like, hell, we could make another one, or we could adopt or something like that. I never looked at it that way.
Or we can go to Jamaica.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not really much to say about this one. Yeah, I think she's projecting because you know she can't do the thing that she's put here on, which is to help populate the human race. And I don't blame her for feeling that way, but um, that's one of the reasons why you get married with somebody. You go through all the tough times together, and you don't get judged for it. And it sounds like she just bailed on that whole relationship. And when it comes to that, I feel like women and people shouldn't blame themselves if they are trying to have kids and can't have any, because there's so many like environmental and like pollution in like everyday society that can affect like your pregnancy, like alcohol and the food that we're eating. Right now, before I got on this call, I was watching a video about how like mercury and lead poisoning um, is like in our water supply and our in like pretty much in everything that we're using right now. So it's not something that you should blame yourself for. So in this situation, yeah, it seems like she's blaming herself and taking it out on the husband. But that's just me.
I blame her.
That was a very sensible a very sensible
him,
argument, Kevin.
Logical,
That was a very
high level.
that was very logical, Kevin. Like, you didn't. I really thought you was gonna oh snap.
He capped a little bit.
I really thought that you was gonna cape for this one.
He capped a little bit.
Nah, give me something a little more ignorant. I got you.
What's up, brother-in-law?
What's going on, brother?
What's up?
How you doing, sir? I like the hat.
All right, let me get up the next one. Oh, okay. This is another one here.
Trevor, introduce our guest to the people.
Oh yeah. Wait, hold on. My bad. Where's my manners? Introducing back to the panel. My brother-in-law, Brent. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? I meant to go get my my freeze pops.
Oh. And Yanga, the link, Yanga, Ricardo, any one of y'all watches, y'all want to jump on the panel, the link is in the chat. Hold up, let me get up this next video.
What's going on, fellas?
I'm chilling, man. Hope you're having a good one.
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right, let's hear what let me hear what Mr. Buster got to say, and I'm gonna play this especially for Yanga, because I know how he feel about Busta Rhymes. Tell me when it's up.
I can see it.
Even black men who are not famous, who are not legends, who are not icons like yourself, we don't talk.
We ain't allowed to show no weakness, brother. And that's one of the most traumatic things in the world. A black man that might actually need some help. Might really need some help. It's challenging for you to even bring yourself to a place of comfort. Call someone to tell them that you really need some help and ask for it. And not be afraid that somebody is going to take that situation that you're going through and exploit that shit to embarrass you or humiliate you. So
we walk alone.
You definitely, majority of the time, walk alone.
All right, Mr. Buster Rhymes say majority of the time we walk alone. Kev, I want to hear from you on this, Kev. What do you feel about that? Just overall, who fell off, Mike? Just overall, what he was saying as far as black men not being able to ask for help.
I think it's true, but not because it's a society thing. I think it's a mental thing, to be honest. Um, I feel like it's embedded in like black culture specifically to not ask for help, right? Um, it's embedded in black culture, like this American black culture, to not even be great. Like you can't even be a comic book nerd, or you can't have good grades in class without being roasted. And quote unquote roasting is part of black culture and stuff like that. So yeah, if people feel like they can't, talk to people and be vulnerable, it's because black culture, like, makes it that way. And you got to also think, like, what type of energy are you putting out to where are you even fixing the issue, or are you contributing to the issue? So yeah, it's black people's fault.
Hold on, Kev, because I was rocking with you just until the end.
Yo, that's Kevin's two problems. He wears too many capes, and he think black culture is the blame of everything.
It almost comes off like you victim shaming a little bit. But let's back up. Because admittedly you're the youngest person a Man Talk Monday, and you brought up like nerd culture and stuff like that, how people laugh at you, which I've seen it on YouTube. They criticize you for playing video games. They criticize you for liking certain things. So as a young man, do you feel like that's where you are? That's where your generation is now, that we shun you guys, that we look down on you guys for doing certain things?
Oh no, it's slowly going away, like with every generation. I mean, like anime is like one of the biggest like money making cultures right now. That's Japanese cartoons for people that don't know about it. But yes, it's slowly getting better. But if the kids today like kept listening to what their adults and their predecessors were doing, then we'd still be in an awful situation.
Wait, you in a hurricane or something?
Oh, it's so bad. Oh, bomba clot.
You really are in a weather situation. What did you just say at the end? That's the part that the thunder start hitting.
Okay, is it still bad?
No. I could hear you. It just sounded like you hear the thunder in the back.
Okay. I was saying that it's getting better with like every generation. Hold on. Okay, what about now?
Yeah, your voice wasn't bad. That wasn't the issue.
Oh, okay. It's still good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Perfect. Yeah, I was saying that it's getting better with every generation. Nerd culture is popular now. And what I was saying is that if the kids today kept doing the things that their elders did, or their people of the previous generations were doing, then I would say it's still bad, or it'd be bad. But not to say that black culture isn't bad at the moment. Yeah, but it is improving, is what I could say.
All right, and I'm glad you said that, because Yanga, wait, somebody's echoing, because Yanga and Brent, Wait, hold on. Who's echoing like that?
Everybody's echoing.
Hold on. Let me see something.
You're good now.
Okay, so all right. Yes, I muted Yanga and Brent's mic. I don't know which one it was that had the echo, but I'm glad that you said that though with Yanga and Brent on the panel, just because they're two older gentlemen. So I'm very curious to hear what they had to say about your specific statement. Shout out to one of the new co-hosts. One of the new hosts, of Straight Talk MMA in the building, Bones Hendricks. Shout out to One Love, just joined us. All right, Mike, go ahead, because I know you want to tear him up, and then I gotta get Brennan Yanga in there. I'm curious to hear what they got to say about what he just said.
Bro, something is seriously wrong with Kevin. Like, there's something wrong with him. Like, every man, like, regardless of their color, feels that way. I'm sorry, Moon Goddess said I'm not allowed to use every. The majority of men in its American society agree that there's no one we can really turn to. That's not something we do. Matter of fact, I was just watching a video the other day. This woman who teaches women to embrace themselves and be better versions of themselves. And she was talking about how a man came up to her and said, "Why don't you do men?" And she was like, "Well, I don't really, I do women." And he's like, "Yeah, that's convenient because we're the ones that aren't allowed to be vulnerable." And she's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, my kids, my wife and my kids would rather me die on the sword and come to them being vulnerable and soft. They don't want to see that from me. And she was like, "Nuh-uh." And then she started asking around and found out, yeah, that's exactly how it is. Women don't want their men vulnerable. They like to, that's just something. Everybody knows my favorite hashtag, women just be talking. That's one of them things. Along with, I want a nice guy that'll buy me flowers and bring me. They just talking. They want a gangster to do all that stuff. They don't want you, bro. I want a guy who's hilarious. Guess what? I'm funny as a mug. You don't see no chicks in my back. They just be talking. So when they say they want you vulnerable, they capping. They want you to ride or die by yourself, hold it down, protect, provide, be the shield, let them do all the emotional, let them do everything they can. That's what's making today, meaning now, so insane, because women seem to want to take a more masculine role, but they're not built for it. That's what we do, and we accept it. Like, men have been dying earlier than women for the majority of human nature, the majority of human time. We stand up, we take the brunt, we take the heart attack, we die, they take all our money, and then they go spend it with some dude, or we get in an accident, and we get in the wheelchair, and they have their new dude feeding us like that dude last week.
Leave that man alone.
Okay, so it is Yanga's mic that's causing the echo though, because I just unmuted him, but then I start hearing the echo again. Hey Brent, what do you got to say? I want to hear what you got to say to what Buster's saying, but specifically to what young Kev said, saying basically that screw us, we not setting a good example. That's basically what he said.
Oh, hold on, let me say
basically.
Please, one last, Kevin. Every single generation has said we're better than the last, and then the next one says you guys suck, and it'll screw something. Every generation. You're not new. The same people who go, Snoop Dogg's the greatest. Our parents were like, turn that Snoop Doggy Dogg off. He's a criminal, and he's the son of this, and he's gonna send you to jail. And now they love him. Every generation they're gonna think they're doing good, and then you're gonna end up sucking. You're gonna screw something up when you get older. You'll see. My bad. Go ahead, B.
Yeah, that always happens with every generation. Every generation criticizes the next generation, and so on and so on and so on. But I think it is a kind of a macho. I think a lot of guys are kind of scared to be open about things that they're afraid of, and just be open about it. I'm not, honestly, because I have just say like with my uncle. I could come to him about things that, you know, I normally wouldn't talk to anybody else about. So I just don't have an ego issue or anything like that. But for most men, I think it is kind of it kind of makes them feel that they're weak if they feel that they can't, you know, that's what makes them feel that they can't, you know, open up to people, things of that nature.
Can I ask Mike a question?
So hold on, Kev. Cliff says, like last Monday, everybody disrespected the man in the video who couldn't find a date and was crying on the video. Two different things, Cliff. Two entirely different things.
That's the same thing. He's being
That's
vulnerable.
not the same thing.
You see?
Being vulnerable. Hey, we didn't make fun of him for how he felt. We made fun of him for what he did.
That man was being vulnerable and you clowned him.
Bro.
And you made fun of his eyeball.
I did. I'm
joking.
Bro, if I got stood up by a girl, okay, and I'm hurt about it, I'm not gonna jump on social media as a man and tell the world, this girl, I brought flowers. No, we don't do that. There's a double standard in life. The same way I come on here, because Trev ain't been doing it lately. I come on here and I tell women, you can't do some of the stuff you see men do. You can't run around and smash everybody and not expect to be looked at as a thought. I say that. Guess what? There's double standards on the other side. You're a man. You're not allowed to get online and spew. I can't believe she. Yo, no woman will sleep with you. None.
Says who, Mike?
I'm looking out for you.
Bones says,
hey,
I'm not comfortable sharing my vulnerability with females. Usually they use it as ammo at a later date. Yeah.
That is true. That's true.
Yeah, they'll be quick to call you they'll call you a BAN real quick, boy.
Yo, you're Jiffy Little, you can't last. That's why your friend stuff was better. They'll say when women mad, they say, I heard you peed the bed. They'll say anything when they mad. You can't tell women nothing. It'll all come up. Once they know what'll hurt you, they can't wait. They got a knife to it every day. I wish you would say something. Say something else.
Kev, what were you gonna ask Mike? Because I want to hear from Yanga.
Well, one, like I was saying, what type of energy are you putting out? And the fact that we clowned that dude last week says is exactly what I was talking about. Two, my question for Mike is, are your parents black?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you were younger, do you feel like you could go up to your parents and talk about your feelings and talk about how you feel about sex and stuff like that?
First of all, I'm a pervert, so yeah. My mom looked at me at 13 and looked at me and she said, "Whose daughter did you mess with?" And I just sat there and giggled and laughed. My mama knew what I was.
Well, that's good. Oh, good for you. But in general, we learned it from our parents. They wouldn't tolerate certain conversations, stuff like that. I know with my parents, I couldn't talk about pornography and sex and stuff like that.
But that's not the black community, sir.
But what are you pertaining that to, Kev? Like what are you saying that towards?
He's trying to hate on the black community.
I'm hating on the culture because you can't be vulnerable in black culture because and it starts in our parents' household where, you know, if you say a certain thing or if you do a certain thing, you get roasted and ridiculed. You go to school, if you have dusty shoes, they're not gonna be like, "Man, you want me to help you get some shoes?" or, you know, whatever. No, they're gonna clown you about your shoes. So I'm saying, like, it starts from a certain place. And
how many white schools did you go to?
Say that again.
How many white schools did you go to?
I went to 2. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Middle school and high school, but I also grew up in the hood too. I grew up in South Florida. I'm not gonna say where.
White schools, because guess what? They do the exact same thing. They just don't do it with the same flamboyance and sauce that we do. Trust me. They roast the lames too.
Yanga,
yes, sir.
You got your beret on.
Hey, yo, Yankees emoji look like an R&B album.
He's
I
got
know.
a poopy hat.
Yanga, you there?
My brother.
Yanga, you there?
Hear me? There you
Yeah.
go. You can hear me now. What's up, man? Peace. Shouts out to Straight Talk.
What up, though?
Shouts out. What's up, man? What's up, everybody? What's up, the
What's going on,
youngest?
boss?
What's
Where
going on?
you been hiding?
Just been laying low, man. Just laying low, trying to heal, laying low, doing some other things. But it's good to. I've been checking, coming over, peeping over every now and then. It's been looking like a revival over here. So I've been like, let me. Is Jesus really coming to save the earth, or is he just fucking with you? It's been looking like I don't know what's been going on. Though. I'm like, let me go over to Mondays. Mondays been turned into Bible study. Shouts out to the brothers that do it though, man. That's some good stuff, man. So what's been good? Interesting. The whole conversation is interesting. I wanted to put my take
by
on.
the way, Yanga, we going next F bomb you drop, we finding you $10.
Oh, that's right. I forget. Pardon me. I'm thinking this is late night. I need to stay up for the late night, the after dark, Straight Talk after dark. It goes digital. That's what I need to. I have that type of mouth. No, this is cool though, man. I wanted to address that working together, black men working together. I mean, it's a psychological trip. It's a part of epigenetics. It is just social engineering at its finest. That all of that is by design. I mean, it's been upon pain of death if we would have worked at times, if we worked collectively, we would have absolutely been killed at the least, maimed and injured for working together. Also, when you look at scarcity, this is a time of scarcity. So we're not really apt to. Now you have this whole thing, the social engineering, not just the pain of death, but the whole black people can stick together jive that was put out there about us. And shouts out to the riverfront, shouts out to Alabama who dispelled that myth, and whom I pray is ushering in a new movement of solidarity and unity amongst black people, just in that act of rebellion that was more than just a simple act of defiance, but a stamp in history. Anyway, so with these type of things going on, we don't so going back to scarcity. So when it's in scarcity, what you have, you hold tight and dear to you, and you don't share. So when you're dealing with that type of social engineering, the type of element of scarcity and poverty, and then just the epigenetics of remembering the death, or the genetics, reenacting or being activated on the death of solidarity, I would see why it's difficult for us to work together. But then it's not just unique to us. It's just hyperinflated. But you got other nationalities that don't work together.
Ain't got
So Yanga, specifically though, when he's Kev called us out though, like the older, so he would call me and Mike out as the generation before him, and then he'd look to you guys and basically say, you didn't leave him with anything. So what would you say to that?
I would say, because the thing we didn't leave them with is education. We fought so hard for their inclusion. We fought so hard to try to end some of the discrimination that we faced and that they would face, that they became entitled and privileged. I see it in my son who is 15, very entitled, very privileged, doesn't know the actual struggle and sacrifices that went into that was placed into the whole movement and action of black folk to get him where he's at. So what you hear is a young man who is entitled and privileged and doesn't understand history. So he doesn't understand the attack of commercialism and materialism. And that's basically what he's crying about, because a lot of what they're facing, my heart goes out to them. The what they face is different. Like when we got shamed in school or something happened, it'd get around the school. Next year, it'd probably fade. They have social media. They're very commercialized. They find their worth in material possessions. The competition is very real. They're living in a time of individualism and isolation. They don't know. I bet you Kevin doesn't know his neighbors' names. People that live right next to him. So they don't live in neighborhoods. They just live in hoods. So I get it. I can get why they are bitter and cold. But I think our failure was to educate them, and what you see are disgruntled, spoiled Black children.
I think our failure was
Very well put.
like assimilation was the way to go.
Yeah.
I think our generation was like, hey, you can be just as good as that white guy. Go show him. Instead of saying you can be as good as him, but be you while you're doing it. Don't lose who you are while you're doing it. That's what the Asians got on lock. No matter how much they push, they got their here. This is your this name, but you got your real name at the house. Like they made that they're in the society, but they're still separate. That's what Jews have. They're in the society, but they're still separate. They have their own thing. You have a whole bunch of little this town, Chinatown, so-and-so town. There's no black town. You know what I mean?
And Yanga, I only muted your mic when everybody else talking to cut down on the echo. Shout out to I want to say Radical Republican. Shout out to MD just joined us. Hey, y'all make sure and y'all drop that hashtag in the chat. Hashtag free MD20.
Hashtag let the Eagles fly.
Free MD20.
What's going on with MD?
I just need him to be free. That's all. Just need him to be free.
Let the Eagles
let the wings of the eagle fly. That's all I need. Just free MD. Free MD. That's it. Let's free MD. MD need to be doing his own thing, and he need to be part of the Straight Talk Society. There, I said it. There you go. Free MD20. That's just me starting problems, man. Don't worry about that.
And when he's free, he got a suit for all the 12-year-old boys in his neighborhood.
Oh man. All right, let me oh boy. Kev, so you got that, Kev? You got that? You got that wisdom?
No. It's good rhetoric, for debates, but
wow.
Nah, it's not. It sounds like excuse making to me.
Woo. Get him, Yanga. I'll give you another 2 minutes. Get him.
Yeah, it sounds like excuses. Of course I understand there is generational trauma that is passed down, from generation to generation. And like I said, we're getting better with each generation. My thing is I'm thinking on the individual level to where, what are you doing to put yourself in a worse situation that puts your kids in the worst situation, and where you're putting your trauma onto them when you should be focusing on bettering yourself to where you can better the next generation, right? Nobody tells you to sleep with a bunch of women and then have baby moms and then leave them and then leave your kid to fend in the streets by himself. There's no what white man told you to do that. It's stuff like that that kind of irritates me when it comes to sorry, I didn't mean to imitate.
Hey, come through, young people.
That's rhetoric. Now that's rhetoric. That's rhetoric. And that's rhetoric if I ever heard it. That's rhetoric if I ever heard it.
Should I pull the timer out?
Let's get the timer. Let me spank him. See, I try not to do this because this is the age of corporal punishment. No corporal punishment. That's the problem. That's why he's talking like that. Ain't nobody spanked that. Ain't nobody spanked that tail.
Kev, you want to get into a quick 2-minute debate with Yanga?
I want to hear what he has to say. Go for it.
Nah, hold on. Let me get the timer.
Hey, Yanga.
Hey, Straight Talk Society, we are set for another impromptu 2-minute debate, baby. let
me get the walker real quick.
Let me get the timer going.
This for Yanga.
Yeah,
put that thing on him, bro.
What did I do? All right, 2 minutes on the clock. Yanga, we gonna let you go first. You ready, Kev?
I'm right here.
All right, go, Yanga.
clearly it goes back to what I was saying earlier when you talk about entitlement and privilege and a lack of knowing your history, the relevant history or the true history that is related to you. When we talk about lack of participation or what did the white man do, look, we can just go to the 80s with the chemical warfare waged against the black community when we talk about the crack epidemic and one of the very key points or guided missiles, I like to call them, in the destruction of the black family. And when you had the destruction of the black family, what you begin to have is the erosion of morals and ethics and respect factor for the hierarchy or for the structure of black family, elders and youth and so on and so forth. And I think and the interjection of materialism and commercialism. What do I mean by that? That when the families used to instill morals and ethics and what a man was, a dad goes to work and does this, or a man takes care of his family. When crack came in and that institute was destroyed, then we had the material and the commercial institute where the next generation began to measure their worth according to that. What we have now is like that they were so bombarded with that and with what DeSantis is attempting to do with revising history that had already been done in a very small level that leads to no disrespect, that leads to the thinkings of the Kevins. This is what this is what gets birthed. So instead of them fighting to correct or fix it, what they do is whine and cry and find when he talks about making excuses, that's exactly what they do. Well, if you guys would have, they say hindsight is 20/20, but they have no future vision because they don't know their history. This is why they blame the older people. If they knew their history, then they would know the enemy of their predecessors and their ancestors, and they would know how to address that.
Time. All right, Kev, you got 2 minutes on the clock. It's going to start when you start talking.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's a longer debate, but I'll end it with this, which is, you can make all the excuses in the world of, we came from this and we were oppressed in that and stuff like that. Granted, yes, it's in our history. It is something that happened. It's something that's continuing to happen, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not just black people that's under attack. It's everybody that is under an oppressive system, which is the world government, right? And until we understand that, we're still gonna have these circle debates of like what the white man did to us back then, and why my baby mom is putting me on child support right now, or why Ray went to jail. They're just gonna blame the white man. When there's poor white people, on the other side of the city that you're living in, who are they complaining to? They're probably talking the same thing, like, yo, black people did this and black people did that, when it's the government. So yeah, until black people wake up and realize, like, the white guy that lives in the next city is not their problem, it's the government, then we're just gonna keep having these circle debates, and we're still gonna have situations where we're getting women pregnant when we're not ready financially. We're gonna keep going to jail. We're gonna keep putting other people's lives in dangers. And I understand there was a whole crack epidemic that was bad for people, but nobody told you to take crack, right? Nobody told you to prostitute yourself. I'm thinking on the individual level, black people keep making excuses on a group level, and if you keep thinking like that, you're gonna keep waiting for reparations, which will never happen. So that's my thing.
All right, all right. Well, you had 2 seconds left. So hold up. So because Yanga is shaking his head. Yanga want a rebuttal. So I'm gonna give Yanga a 1 minute rebuttal. Kev, I'm gonna give you a 1 minute rebuttal to what Yanga says, and then y'all could go back and forth for 2 minutes. Then we'll be done. Y'all fight will be over. So Yanga, unmute yourself. And a lot of people are agreeing with what Kev is saying. Your time will start when you start talking. Yanga.
I mean, you have to really. This is how I know we have to study. This is proof of our failure, lack of education. If that you're thinking that we have trivialized our struggle to the white neighbor. When we say white, we understand that we're talking about a whole system that, at one point, and not even one point in time, still now targets black people deliberately and directly. But as time evolved, their strategy had become more clandestine. It wasn't so avert. So what I'm saying is you have to look how you arrived at what you arrived at, where you are. You have people that didn't do drugs. You have people that didn't prostitute themselves. But if you think that you're socially, culturally not affected by the group, that you're individual, then you're wrong. We're talking in the 80s when we're talking about, see, what you're in is a soft era. This is a soft era for you black folk. You've lived in the era where, especially you youngin', y'all already disconnected. You know what I'm saying?
All right, y'all. It's heating up, man. Y'all. Hey, I'm gonna have to put a poll up on the channel afterwards. Kev, you got 1 minute to rebuttal what he said, and I'm gonna put 2 minutes back on the clock for y'all to go back and forth and put an end to it. I see MD join the panel also. All right, Kev, whenever you're ready, start talking.
Yeah, I like what Cliff put. It's chicken and the egg. But I know where I came from, yo. I came from my mom's vagina. She's from an island called Haiti. My dad's from an island called Haiti. Whatever happens to me in America has nothing to do with all these generational traumas you're talking about. And that's me talking on an individual level, right? There are other people who have their own individual situations that have nothing to do with white people, okay? And yes, you can, argue and debate that when I say white people, or sorry, when you say the system and whatever, you're not saying white people. But I mean, honestly, these talking points are just talking about white people. So let's just be honest about that. But yeah, my thing is we need to collectively understand that we need to be integrated with other groups of people so we can get their knowledge and their education and try to do better for ourselves. And it's gonna keep
Finish your last point.
Yeah, we need to work with other groups of people so that we can understand what they're doing to be successful, so that way we can help ourselves. Or otherwise, we're just gonna be talking in circles.
All right, so Yanga, hold up, Yanga, Yanga, I know you don't pile on the young man. Just let him answer.
I'm not gonna pile on. So the whole debate changed. He's a foreign.
Kev, oh boy,
he's a foreign.
Thank you, Yankee. Thank you.
He's a foreign. You don't get our struggle. I understood why you was talking crazy now. You don't get it at all.
Hold up. Nah, MD, nah, hell no. You stay out of this. You ain't in this yet. All right, Kev, this you and Yanga. I put 3 minutes because this should be very interesting. Don't let them get you, Kev. Y'all go. Your time start now.
First of all, I understand why you're talking the way that you're talking. You don't get our struggle. And you already come from an island that has been pacified and pussy down. It started out very revolutionary like. The fire. You don't need to talk to your parents. You need to talk to great parents. You need to dig up ancestors. Y'all pay France reparations. So you already used to bow down, toe kicking, and buck dancing for white folk. You can't bring that you can't bring that mentality over here to a people whom are fighting for half of what you got. You got a whole government that hate these. And you still, the fight and the fire should be in the Haitian more than anyone, more than any melanated people on the planet Earth. Yet and still, is this the future of Haiti's? What you're talking? Is this what Haiti's is producing?
Don't do you like that, Kev? Get in there.
I'm letting him finish his ignorant point. Go ahead.
I'm done. Hey, just answer that question. I mean, is this really
Thank
what y'all
goodness.
producing? Multiculturalism? Your country is dying. They're over there eating dirt, and you're producing multiculturalism, universalism. You of all people should be pushing a Haitian nationalism. At the very least, a strong revolutionary Pan-Africanism. But you're over here championing this bullshit, and for us to say kumbaya and hold hands with the very people that are raping your country. And then gonna talk about I don't identify with y'all struggle. You can't quite possibly identify with the Haitian struggle, or you, my friend, are collaborator with the colonizers and the people whom an
This
ancestral
is a long 30
collaborator,
minutes.
youngin.
Kev,
You
get in
supposed
there,
to
man. Get in there.
here, let me be quiet. Let me
Thank you, Mr. Koofy Hat. All right. So first of all, we're a proud nation, so you need to watch your mouth. We fought for our freedom, and we're still going through oppression. We're still going through people assassinating our
it's because y'all
presidents
trying to
and
hold hands with them.
anyways, we're still going through it. So I
Agree.
can't
You're
really.
inviting them in. I see where y'all inviting them in. They're taking the children. Y'all crying. I see where your philosophy's coming from, my boule.
You're sleeping with your oppressor, but anyways,
My oppressor kill. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. But we
hold on,
have a
hold on, hold on,
history.
hold
We
on.
have
Still
a
talking,
history
still
for
talking.
why
Hold
you're
on, hold
not
on.
sleeping with your oppressor, and right on the other side of your island is a little bit of wealth and opulence, and you guys over there living in abstract poverty. Tell me, what could it be? Because the Dominican Republican recognize who they are staunch on that in a form of nationalism, or at least trying to hold on to their that identity in some form of colonialism, or having their own identity. What's going on with you guys? And then you over here telling us about what the hell we doing? Man, y'all should be the last. You used to be the first, but y'all need to sit down and take notes, brother.
I think it's easy to talk like that if you're in a country who was tap dancing to get independence, tap dancing to get acceptance, um, and just bowing down.
Yeah,
And
we're not talking about the
clearly,
Haitian
hold on,
island. We're
hold on.
talking about the black African over here. That's exactly what you guys are doing.
And yeah, it's easy to talk tough, but right now, black people are definitely in a situation to where they're systematically still enslavement. Haiti unfortunately is in a situation where they're being attacked on multiple fronts. But over here, like, what's your excuse for going to jail and getting butt raped?
Yeah,
What's your excuse for that?
absolutely being brainwashed.
What's your excuse for
Absolutely.
that?
That's what I'm asking.
What's your
How do you
excuse?
have a
Hold
whole
on, I'm still talking.
absolutely. How do you have a whole nation and not get anything accomplished? If you studied our history, see, I made it a point to, and shout out, no disrespect to those brave warriors. I hate to have these conversations with y'all youngins that don't know enough, because I hate to sound like I'm disrespecting the people that got the Haitian independence. But how do you get your independence? Pay back. You talk about we sleep with our oppressor. Pay back your enslaver. Pay back your enslaver. Buy into that stuff and beg these same crackers to come in and save your country. And talking about, yeah, they're still assassinating us. Y'all need to be ashamed. Keep your mouth quiet when addressing the issue of the melanated black African here in America. You don't know enough. Your knowledge of history doesn't stretch long enough. To ask why we do the things we do shows that you don't know our struggle. You don't understand poverty. You don't understand the totality of the brutality of the crime that was perpetrated against us. Why you went from our admiration to our complete and abject wonder. We're wondering how the Haitian people got into the state that they're in, and why. Why do y'all remain to stay in the state like a bunch of? Why y'all robbing your own people?
I
You talk
already
about
told you
lack
why.
of solidarity. Why do you get your people in government and you're robbing y'all? See the poverty and the conditions the people are living in, and turn around and still rob them. Is that a part of the Haitian makeup?
Kev, you got
My thing is,
Kev,
why
you hold
are
up,
we
Kev.
able
Hold
to
up,
come?
Kev.
Go ahead.
You got 1 minute
Oh,
uninterrupted
I'm
to
sorry.
jump on his head, Kev. Jump on his head, Kev. Go.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure. But my thing is, why are we able to come over to your country and be successful when you're living here your whole entire life and you can't do anything with your life except have kids, go to jail,
Yo,
chill on the block? What's up with that? And then you blame
Trevor,
other
can I
people
please
for
answer
your
that? Trevor,
ignorance.
please.
Oh, that's enough
What is
foreign.
going on with
That
that?
bomb is a foreign bomb. That's an immigrant bomb.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Go
That's
ahead,
an
Kev.
immigrant bomb, right?
Go ahead, Kev.
You lived here your whole lives, bro. And now you're making black women mad by sleeping with white women. And then you say, well, it's the white man that's doing all this. Keep tap dancing, bro. Like your points are mute, void and mute. Like it don't make sense.
The young phenom.
Is that it? Hey, can I answer that?
Answer it, MD. Let me let my nationalist bomb go off. Boom! Yeah, man, immigration bomb. Check that at the immigration gate.
Hey, so the question was asked. He said, why were you able to come over here and basically amalgamate, I guess, into the culture of Americanism? Because black allows you to do that. The nationalism that you hold in itself when it comes to America allows you to go wherever there's black people and claim black. And when it's convenient for you, you can claim Haitian. We don't have that convenience, sir.
Here he go.
Hey, I'm just being real.
Mike, I know, Mike, I know your throat. I know your voice is messed up, Mike, but I'm pretty sure you got something to say on this.
That's why I say no to black. Politically, say no to black.
I think MD done won me over to his campaign. I see how that works.
First of all, though, shout out to young Kev, because Kev, you went in there with a warrior in Yanga. I made Yanga quit the debate league, but let's not talk about that. But you went in there with a warrior for Yang. Hey, I'm just messing with you, Yang. I had to throw that in there. But you ain't really hold your own, but at the end you came back nice and strong, though. I love that, man. That was
Man, why are you baiting this young brother up? You need to cut that. I understand you want to build his confidence. And Kev, you did a pretty good job. But your points were weak, son. Your points were very weak. And he threw you a bomb. It's that Caribbean thing, that island thing. So he threw you a bomb. Don't bite into it, youngin.
That's
Don't be
the
jealous.
one part I can't be on y'all side.
I know where I'm from. That's all I can say.
Go ahead, Kev.
I was gonna say I know where I'm from, so I can understand why you're jealous.
Oh shit.
So me and MD always had this conversation, though, as far as, because again, me and Yanga had this fight all the time. I feel like it's a never winning battle. Us immigrants can come over here and do the things that you guys don't want to do for whatever reason, and we could build up our family, and we could send money back home. We could buy land. We could do all types of things. We could build property in our country, and you guys vilify us for working hard. Basically, like that. Like I always ask MD and Yanga this question: like, why do you guys think black immigrants are your problem? We have nothing to do with your plight. Like we don't add to your plight. Put it that way.
For me, it's not so much. Listen to Kevin. You have to listen to you guys. Listen to Kevin, one who doesn't really know our history, so that he can't even empathize. We don't want anyone's sympathy, but he can't even empathize with our plight. He speaks from a area of contempt. He doesn't know our struggle, so he'll ask questions like, "Why do you guys let us come over here and work?" As if we had a say. As if we really had to say, not understanding how he's being used as a weapon against black Americans. And instead of saying, okay, how do we still get down? How do we, like, I'm starting to get like MD, damn, no black. I hate to say that because I love black, but how do we utilize collectively come together as melanated people to shake these shackles off? What it is they do bring you in, utilize some of the laws that we fought to put in place, but nobody wants to be the nigger. Nobody wants to be the nigger.
Comment, Yanga.
That's
Who
the
is
whole thing. Yeah, that's
who
a
is
good
supposed
thing.
to teach him
That's
if
the
Kev don't know
if
it?
Kev don't know. That's the whole thing. That's where black people. That's why I'm
That's
a
what.
staunch. That's why I'm a staunch nationalist, because that's my job, and this is what we work with black Africans in America, melanated people here in America, to accept their nationalism, to accept their uniqueness, to begin to build institutions that speak directly to our issues and that would enhance our quality of life and advance us, and eventually, or prayerfully, in that would begin to act as a agent of diplomacy or understanding between our brothers that immigrate over here and those of us that have been here, so that we can still work together collectively to shake shit economically, politically, and all of those things.
But
Okay, I have one last question for him.
do you guys see us as brothers though? Do you really see us as brothers?
Like I said, there's not, first of all, like everybody says, black people are not a monolith. So everybody has their own experience with foreigners. You have some people that love the African people, and then they have their particular, I mess with these people, but I don't deal with those people. That exists amongst us. I think that it just is the experiences that you have. I could ask and offer the same question. Do you guys see us as brothers? Would you be able to answer for all the, I doubt it, brother. I've had
In
experiences.
what capacity, though,
Right.
Ganga?
What you
In
mean?
what capacity? Huh?
No, say that again, MD.
No, I was saying, in what capacity are we seen as being brothers? Like, of course, we're gonna share similarities as far as plight and hell, phenotype. At the end of the day, we're gonna share that type of similarity, but politically, it's not possible until it's rectified in terms of all American citizens being on equal footing. Until then, I can't consider you as a brother from an American aspect, because my plight dictates my Americanism. You don't share that same focal point as I do. You have the ability, through the struggle of my ancestors, to come over and work hard and build something for yourself. Like I told you, Trevor, it's all about equity, negative equity versus stable equity. We have negative equity based off our plight here in America. You may say the same thing hypothetically in your own country, but once you leave and go to America, then you go to zero, per se. So even with you being fresh off the boat and me being here for generations on end, you come in with a higher social equity than me. That don't take away from us being black. I never take that away. We
I
share
don't
that.
agree with that though, MD.
Well, I can prove it.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Like we start at like the bottom.
That's not true.
Because in most cases, a lot of us can't speak the English. You know, I've been here since I was 6 months old, so we're not talking about me. I'm just saying a lot of my immigrant brothers come over here like at the very, very bottom of the barrel.
What do you consider very bottom? What do you consider very bottom?
Nothing.
Here in America?
Dirt poor, nothing.
I disagree with that.
Piling up in you know in your family's home, you know, taking trips down to the immigration agency, you know, trying so you could stay in the country, like stuff like that. Y'all don't have to deal with that type of stuff.
No, we don't have to deal with it, but we face the generational harm that gives us the social negativity in the country. Y'all don't have to deal with that. Despite it's not about financial. When I say social equity, I'm not talking about financial equity. I'm talking about social equity. Remember the story. Remember the story with Muhammad Ali and the African man in the hamburger shop. That's social equity. And we talk about during the height of Jim Crow, where they served the Africans and wouldn't serve Muhammad Ali, and he was fresh off winning the gold medal in the Olympics.
So let me ask you this question, MD. When I was 16, 3 state troopers body slammed me on the concrete, and one of them hunked the loogie at me, and it fell like inches from my face, and he was like, "Damn, I missed." Did he see a Jamaican, or did he just see a black man there?
No, he saw a black man, but he don't know the difference. So just like if I see an Asian, a chink is a chink to me. I don't know if you're Korean or
Yo,
I don't
don't get
know.
this man demonetized, yo.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I'm sorry. Oh,
I might have to edit that out.
Nah,
I'm
you all
sorry.
good. Nah, you all
You
good,
see,
man.
they seen a black man. Had they, I guarantee you, had they would have known. And like I said, a lot of it got to do
No, no,
with
no, 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 no. Stay what you was about. You was about to say, had they known what? Had they known I was Jamaican, they wouldn't have done it.
No. Listen what I'm saying. A lot of it got to do. A lot of it got to do with demographics and where we at, right? You're down there where it's a lot of Caribbeans, so therefore they treat the demographic pretty much the same. I guarantee you, up here, like in the South, or maybe in some of these Midwestern places, a different aspect. You got different, and that comes from an amalgamation of being a nigga in a lot of these different places. Like your Overtowns in Florida and stuff. That's amalgamation of being. I'm not saying that people don't come here and be at the bottom as far as immigration. That's not the point. But when you amalgamate yourself in being with a nigga, just like Kevin said, when you amalgamate yourself within this aura of blackness and become the social norm of black, then it gets shrouded in who's who. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Okay, I have one
disagree with
question.
that.
I have
Go
one
ahead.
question because I'm kind of over this debate. All right, so this is a Yanga and the UMD, but what about educating myself about history, Black American history? How would that make me successful, and how would that put money in my pocket today?
It won't. It won't. I'll tell you for the most part, Kevin. I agree with you until you said reparations. Then you'd fumble the ball at the 1 yard line. But that's a whole nother.
Reparations never coming, okay, brother.
You see what I'm saying? You see? now that's the problem. That I like I said, I was with you, Kev, and you flew. Talking about reparations. You ain't have to say that. You know what I mean?
You'll get reparations. Don't worry.
I'm guaranteed to get it because I'm politically inclined to do so. That's another part. You can't understand that point.
Let me ask my brother-in-law a question. He's on the panel. So Brent, so I married your sister. Did you see me as just a regular black man or a Jamaican man? Or are you like, man, that Jamaican I don't want that Jamaican marrying my sister? Did you ever see it that way? Because I'm trying to see why we so divided.
That's loaded, Trevor. Y'all from South Florida, that don't count. That's loaded.
Bro, it's a self-hate. It's self-hate. Oh, go ahead.
No, I didn't know if he was there or not. One Love says my husband started at the bottom. St. Lucian man. I always have a special heart for foreigners. Great point, Kev. Hey, Kev had a lot of supporters on this. I ain't gonna lie to you, but Yanga is
give me a bomb, man. Somebody give me a bomb.
Man, if we get this one more immigration bomb, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Stop being just and like you said, I think that we're just different. I see the next wave coming up, where you ask the question how that would get me paid. That's not, I don't hold that doesn't have primacy for me. I'm first and foremost a humanitarian. And I understand clearly that black people
what are you talking about?
Nobody said about being broke, brother. No, I said that that's not the primacy. I don't hold that. That's not my be-all, do-all. So I study history for the sake of knowing, for the sake of interacting. I study your history for the sake of my attachment to black people throughout the diaspora. So it's just for the sake of knowing and growing and elevating oneself. Don't let, and this is what I was talking about, materialism and commercialism. Don't let money be your inspiration and influence to do things to better yourself and to strengthen the connection with melanated people throughout the diaspora. That's why you should know the history of the people in the land and to whom you walk around and to seek to gain your prosperity and riches from. You know what I'm saying? Especially before you make some of the asinine statements that you make. And that's just advice from an OG to a young man.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think you got to know the history. You just have to
Not so much. He
understand
doesn't know. Yeah, he doesn't.
that
I'm not saying in depth, but I think he does. The same way when they come over here and they have to know a generalized American history to get their citizenship. I think that if you're black and they don't teach that in there, that if you truly want to identify with your brothers from the diaspora, you should at least have a generalized understanding of black history in America. You know what I'm saying?
I
If not,
disagree with
then I
that.
Okay,
think
I'm
you.
glad you said that.
Because that take away from the delineation of it all. I'm trying to delineate. I don't wanna amalgamate. Me understanding that you black is one thing. Me understanding that I'm American and you Haitian, Jamaican, or whatever is a whole different. And we have to do that from the political root. You can't try to help board everybody into blackness. That's what got us in this thing in the first place.
Black is political, man. Black is political. Black is
No,
political. Black is economic.
do we have
Black
to
is
have
all of
that? Do we have to have that conversation, Yank? Don't let
We
me.
may.
I have to go
It
back
may
and
not
do
have
it.
to be. It may not have to be on this channel. But black is a political state. Black is a statement of solidarity, unity. Now, how when it comes together, that's the call. Black power is the call. Now, how it manifests itself to get to action may be another thing. But black is the uniting factor because nobody agrees on any other thing. And when we throw this thing out here and begin to disagree on black, then what we end up doing is the very word that could bring solidarity or at least could bring the rally cry, we begin to throw that out the window. What we going to rally around? We already got a million ADOS, Aboriginals, what do you call you're the Freeman. We already got a million things we're referring to, and this is why our brothers that's a foreign say that damn well what the hell's going on? What the hell's going on with our brothers in our melanated brothers in America?
Well, this is what I'm gonna say to you, Yankee. You're gonna have to ask these brothers a serious question. Which comes first, they blackness or they nationality? I'm not gonna ask that question.
Here it is. I think that I would ask the question, but it doesn't have, if your blackness, if they're simultaneous, they can be simultaneous. You can be black and not take away from your nationality. What I'm saying is when you come over here.
But you do it all the time though, Yango. You take away from Americanism.
I take away from Americanism or white Americanism.
Oh my God.
What Americanism do I take away? What Americanism do I take away from? The primacy of money, the American capitalism, where black people are consumer capitalists and white people are investment capitalists. That type of Americanism, is that what I take away from? Hell yeah, every day. Because we don't get it. We can't enter America the way the white man enjoys America. I will always stick to that point.
That ain't what I said.
Well, what do you mean? Hold on, let me make this point.
Making that up.
Let me make this point real quick about to what I'm saying about when we talk about our brothers. That's when I say a foreign and helping us, especially if black people got their thing together, just like they begin to build their communities. That if we had our thing together enough to present the ideas for something for them to invest in. Too many times do we go to the white man or go to the oppressor to look for investments. When we have melanated people right here, Africans, Jamaicans, Haitians, communities right here, vibrant communities, economically and politically, at least focused, to begin to help us develop. We keep running for the 501c3s or trying to find some salvation in the Constitution. Pow, pow. Shoot at my boy. That's with MD. Or instead of turning to some of these communities are being able to work together with our melanated communities or our brothers and sisters that come over here and develop communities.
All right, before we get off topic again, basically what you guys said just proved my point. Is like I don't have to learn about American history to be successful, and it's based off the individual. If the individual will stop,
who was the first American? Who was the first president of the United States?
Don't matter. I don't.
You don't know who the first president of the United States was, man? Come on, man. Real talk.
I don't.
Are you being disingenuous?
You ain't gonna get no argument from me. I agree with that point. What I'm saying is,
but what I'm saying is,
we have to understand the
history. American history, the way that he got it, is going to slant. Do you hear how the young man talks? He's no good for black people, for Haitians, for anybody. He's no good. He if you made him a Haitian diplomat, it would distance the relationship between. You know what I'm saying?
If someone can
Just
come
check
off
it
a
out.
boat and not speak the language and be successful and have money to leave and have investments to leave for his kids, what about
Well,
American
well,
history?
America
Him knowing
allows you
American history
to
has to
speak
do with
the
that.
green language. I
Absolutely.
don't disagree with that.
American history
That's my
allowed you.
whole
You
point.
learned American history. It allowed you to do that. American history is how your people maneuvered, bro. It was no way
Correct.
around them learning American history. And the way they learned American history and who they learned it from slanted your perspective of black Americans. I can hear it in your talk. There's no way
Correct. So
around
what
your
does that
learning
have to do with
American
black
history.
people today? Why can't they not succeed? They've already laid the foundations to
The
be
fact that
successful.
you
Why
don't
can't they
know
be
American
successful?
history, because it would be a long, I would have to have you on my show, which I definitely invite you to, because it's long. The fact that you don't know American history or another side of other side of American history has you ask that question. That's why you propose that question. It's intentional. It's
No.
what you're
I'm
alluding
talking
to is
about
that
growing a
black people
business.
are either intellectually inferior or lazy. That's what you're insinuating, and you would have
Which
to
is a
understand that it's
stereotype of
exactly
America,
Talking about.
black
of
America.
the American history that you learn, bro. The
I did want
stereotype
y'all,
of American history that you learn.
I did want y'all to answer this question from Ricardo. It says, so again, how is Marcus Garvey regarded from the Black American point of view?
Marcus Garvey was the
Marcus Garvey skewed everything. No, Yank, I can't let you do it. Marcus Garvey skewed the ideals of quote unquote Pan Africanism with capitalism. So he was being the American. That's my opinion.
I think Marcus Garvey was the man. I think that Marcus Garvey really brought the idea of Pan-Africanism. Like MD said, he really brought the idea of Pan-Africanism. He brought it home, and economic independence, self-determination, and all of those things, really bringing a boon and an awareness to it. Was his theory right and exact when he was getting it? No, it was evolving and elevating. But what I find funny is, remember, Jamaica didn't accept Marcus after he died for a minute. They didn't accept Marcus Garvey for a second. He was in exile in England. So I love how our Jamaican brothers and sisters love to really claim Marcus Garvey. And it was a time that y'all didn't even claim the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. But I say that he was a prophet.
Same way y'all don't claim Martin Luther King. So what's the difference?
Oh no, we gotta claim him.
Who don't claim Martin Luther
Who don't
King?
claim Dr. King? He's a part of our struggle. You
need to stay outside that,
It's not until I came on YouTube that I heard the vitriol towards that man. Like that, I've never heard this before.
Yeah, we claim Martin Luther. We claim Martin Luther King. One of the things is me just coming up in a certain way. I have a certain reverence for ancestors and elders. Even if I disagree with their views, I respectfully disagree with their views. And I don't think you denigrate a man or destroy a man's character because you disagree with their ideology. I think that that's real childish. You're right. Unfortunately, though, we have people that have peeing contests or want to show their bravado or just how bad they are by really just going in and decimating our ancestors, our leaders, and our elders. It's crazy. But no, I think that we respect. I think that the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey was a prophet, was a prophet, and definitely was for all people throughout the diaspora. That's what he talked about. Us lifting up wherever we was, Africa for the Africans.
So Kev, said you gotta go, man. Kev, hey man, you was a soldier tonight, man. You earned your stripes and you earned your spot on the Man Talk Monday Open. We're gonna get Venkat to add you to it as soon as he can.
Word.
He gonna get a snapshot now.
Yeah.
Good snapshot. Go put some ice on it, youngin, too. You'll be all right. The swelling to go down.
Yeah, he earned his stripes tonight. Mike, you been quiet. What's going on? Mike probably enjoying this time.
Shut me up so they can talk. So I just
might eat some plantain chips. He ain't got no time to play around.
First of all,
right,
nobody
peace, y'all.
said plantain.
All right, Kev.
And I'm eating cherries, sir.
Oh, okay.
So
That's American. I give a pass.
Yo, something wrong with all of y'all.
So hold up, Mike. Hold up, Mike. This concludes the straight talk session slash Yanga thought think tank.
I'm gonna have to bring it back, man. I'm gonna have to invite Kev. I really have to bring it back, man. You know, when I hear that type of talk, yeah, we got to get it back on. But I love it. I love it, and I encourage the young men to
Shout out
keep
to
doing it.
Kev, man.
Shout out to Kev, man.
But I
Absolutely.
will say this real quick before you segue out, Trevor. That type of talk, and again, I agree with probably 90% of what Kev said. But when you put a facade on it and talk about this, why we ain't get reparations, and why can I do this and y'all can't do that? That's why the whole tether talk and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
For the delineation part.
No, I'm trying to fix your mic because you getting an echo. I'm just trying to see what I could do back here.
Oh I probably because I had got a call. I don't know why I'm getting an echo. I'm on my headset.
Yeah, yeah, Kev. Yeah, I mean, y'all get this type of talk, you know, on Yanga Words all the time, and then whenever MD get free, and he start doing this stuff on his own channel, hence the hashtag FreeMD20. You know, we'll be getting MD's think, but what is it, think box or the thought box? Thought box.
It's a thought box, man. I'm basically doing it now. I'm driving. So
you didn't do the one you were supposed to do, the Trump
No, I haven't done it yet, man. I've been busy, bro. Like I'm out of it, bro. I'm burned out.
Hey,
last week.
Hey, trust me, I know the feeling. That's why
Shouts out to Ricardo.
I had to turn over some of these damn shows.
Yeah, I didn't want to generalize, Ricardo. Let me address Ricardo. Yeah, I'm not generalizing, man. I know a lot of staunch Jamaicans in the Universal Negro Improvement Association now. So shouts out to those, to those Jamaicans that's about the advancement and the better quality of life, raising the quality of life of Black people.
Hey, Yanga, Cliff is asking you who's the biggest problem for Black Americans today? NAACP, Congressional Black Caucus, or Black immigrants?
Congressional Black Caucus. That's easy.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I could agree with that. For right now, yeah, for what's going on in this climate, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well,
A little bit of both, man. A little bit of both. I think a little bit of everything. It's hard to. Here's the thing. Let you end it with that. It's really hard to do it like that. I think that Black people have to understand our problems are cipher and not linear. It's not that we can prioritize one. First we do this. First we do that. We have to address all of them simultaneously, as many of them as we can, and hence again is why I am an advocate and I'm always pushing for the developments of Institute First, a social cultural understanding of resistance and rebellion, and developing the institutions that will begin to mold our young people and our society just generally into that direction. But yeah, we're gonna have to address all of those old institutions that are still catering and are using antiquated methods to address very real issues that affect us as Black people here in America.
And just Kev's last words, he said, "I'll bring your diapers next time." Good debate. All right.
Hey, diapers because I'm old or diapers because I'm crying?
Mike, get back on this camera. Where you at? Now y'all done made Michael go quiet. That's crazy. Ricardo says, Kev, you held your own. I may not agree with you on everything. I love that you stand in your views. Absolutely. All right, Mike.
All right, Mike, what?
Get back on the camera. What you doing? What you back there doing?
I'm letting y'all talk.
Now we done. We about to move on. What you doing?
So go ahead.
All right. Oh boy. And that's I want to do this. I want to do this one first, and then I'm gonna get to another hotbed topic that I wanted to hear Mike's response on. But this one, we all got kids. I think MD doesn't have you don't have daughters, do you, MD? You just got all boys, right?
Yeah, I got all sons. Yeah.
Younger, you got daughters?
Yeah, I have a daughter.
Oh, okay, good. So you could you could attest to what's about to happen here. All right.
You in a relationship, not what's successful to me. When I see you in a relationship where you're happy with you, I'm not looking for a guy that's great. I'm looking for a guy that has potential to be great.
For somebody who has the potential to be great, you don't give nobody a chance.
When it comes to you, no.
So what the heck am I supposed to do?
Wait, hear me out. You won't understand this until your girls have come home and they've had those in their eyes. You will not understand that until a guy has literally broke your daughter's heart, and then you home, and I know you hate it when I say the broken pieces, but you're never gonna know how it feels for a father, a provider, a protector to have to deal with that until you deal with it. Until you have to walk in the shoes that I've had to walk in with all of y'all, you're not gonna understand it because you haven't had to deal with it. When I see you in a relationship.
All right, Mike, what you got on this one?
I mean, he's right. There's a reason there's a reason that men stay in men's places and women should stay in women's places. They'll never understand. It's the same thing as why we tell girls what to wear, because we can see the dangers. Other women don't seem to be able to. They think I can do what I want. I'm a free, but we see the dangers, and it's our job to protect. So we're trying to protect from the dangers and from what could happen in case something happens and I have to come protect you. Now you putting myself in. It's like I'm putting me in a position to get hurt because you don't listen. So it's like, no. That's how.
Y'all notice every time we talk about stuff like this, Mike always get all emotional and stuff like that.
I'm not emotional at all. But I mean, if you want to run with that narrative, you can. I'm not emotional at all.
So I had a guy tell me one time. He told me it was the craziest thing I ever heard in my life. He told me that he has to teach his daughter that she's gonna get cheated on, and he has to put his daughter up on game that she's gonna get her heart broken. And at the time when I heard it, I'm like, huh? Like I thought it was the stupidest thing in the world, but I get it now. I get it because you can't protect you as much as I like to try and think that I'm Superman to my daughter. Even yesterday, my daughter came to me and told me I was Superman. As much as I like to say that I'm her Superman and I'm gonna be able to protect her from everything, truth of the matter is I'm not. So like, what do you do in the situations that you couldn't protect her, and now you have to be there for her? You can't. It's like I always use the pastor scenario. When you're gonna stop being pastor and just be dad? So David Mann is who that was. He really, when I saw that, I'm like, damn, it really got me, because he's like, man, when I had to wipe those is falling from your face, I'm the one that had to wipe those from your eyes. And it just every time I think about my daughter, I'm just like, damn, I'm not going to be able to protect her from everything, even though I want to. And Ricardo even says, man, he drove his point home very clear. I have girls, and trust me, yeah, Ricardo got a couple of girls. So it's like, he got double trouble. So I get it. So Yanga, you say you have a daughter. Like what happens when you have to dry them tears?
It's tough, man. I was feeling them. It's tough. Thankfully, my daughter, she's 20 now. She's married. I think you guys heard me say it before. Gave me my first biological grandchild, Ayana. Beautiful little girl. My daughter married a Mexican. Can you believe it?
And you were okay with that?
Hell no.
Me and Emmanuel, man, we had to do some talking. We had to get an understanding. So he and I, we have an understanding. We have, and he's grown on me. He really has grown on me. He's helped me out of some of my Archie Bunker more bigoted ways. You know, man, I'm telling you. So he's pretty cool. But to go back to that daughter piece, man, it's just tough. I don't know if I would agree with necessarily telling my daughter she's going to get cheated on, or that's the equivalent to me of when women tell their daughters all men are dogs. I think though that we realistically have to get our children ready to handle disappointments in life, not just in relationships but in a lot of things that they may shoot for and may not get the first time. That's where that old adage comes in. If at first you don't succeed, try again, or get up and dust yourself off. So it's just really to me about preparing your children to handle disappointments in life. And you can get in some specifics how relationships hold various disappointments, but I don't want to kill their expectations. I don't want them to think, oh, there's no such thing as a quote, and I may get some flack for this, fairy tale marriage. I still wanted my daughter to hold out for Mr. Right. I still want my sons to believe that there is that goddess princess black woman out there waiting on them. I don't want them to be like, oh, all women are like this or they're like that. Just teaching them there again, at the risk of being redundant, and I conclude with this, to be able to handle disappointments. It's about how you handle the disappointments in life.
No, Brent, we can't hear you. I was calling you for the longest. I'm wondering why I can't hear you. Go out and come back in. MD, you got anything on this?
Yeah. Obviously, I can't relate, and I'm glad I can't. With the whole female dynamic, but Yanga pretty much brought it up. Like, what's the? I guess what would be the correlation with a young man? Because like with my oldest, I done had that same type of situation where he came in the house heartbroken and with a certain female, and that'll be pretty much my same response. Like, hey, look. Like, you gotta watch out for you. You gotta sometimes cage up your heart in certain situations until you feel as though it's time to open back up. So my question would be, what's the responsibility in that same type of situation? Like I said, because I don't know with dealing with female, with the mother, and how does she implement her, I guess, opinion or words of wisdom in regards to that situation. You know what I'm saying? And I get it, dudes want to protect their daughters and all of that, but I got my own thing about that, but it is, it is what it is.
So, hey, Brent, say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let me speak on that, because what I tell my daughter is pretty much the same, is that through life you're gonna come through a lot of good people, a lot of bad people. You're gonna have friends that you're going to that's gonna disappoint you. You're gonna have friends that you'll be able to trust with your kids, whatnot. It's pretty much the same thing as with a relationship. You just may come across a person that that's gonna be everything that you wish to have, or everything that you wished, or what have you. Everything could be perfect, or whatever the case may be. Then you may just not, expect it all. Prepare for it.
Well, Mike don't have a son. I was about to ask. Hey, Mike, it's crazy because I'm used to seeing him. I can't. I'm looking at his damn avatar.
Yep.
I work off of his facial expression. Have you ever had to come to your dad and like MD said, like on the flip, as far as how you had to how does it work with your son? Have you ever had to come home? Have you ever come home to your dad like crying because of something, heartbroken from a relationship?
Well, sadly, my biological dad died when I was 3 months old.
Oh shit.
My first stepdad died when I was 6 months old. And no, 6 years old, excuse me. And that's why
Christ, bro.
And
I was about to say, might need to launch an investigation.
So I've never And the man my mother married, he was a provider, but he wasn't a nurturer at all. So he and I didn't really become cool until I was 30. So I've never had a male to go to speak to like that. So I pretty much learned the majority of stuff on my own when it came to that. I guess that's why people think I'm sensitive, because I developed a way of moving. Like if I saw something I didn't like, I would just switch how I was. And I'm like, I'm not dealing with that anymore. So I'd be messing with someone, and then someone will go, they'll say something I don't like, and I'll be like, what? So I'm like, all right, nah, I ain't messing with you. But they still think we cool, and they'll be like, man, how come you just switch like that? I'm like, I don't like you anymore. You know what I'm saying? My problem has always been, when I was young, I didn't communicate because I was just like, oh, I'm done with you. But I would say it up here. But which is why I learned to become such an avid communicator, because now I'll let you know, hey, I don't like you. What you did was lame. I'm good. You have a good day.
So no uncles or anything like that to go to?
When my first stepfather was murdered, we left New York and came to Florida. All my family's in New York. All my family's in New York or in Jamaica. So I was here by myself. You probably don't remember, but they used to clown me because I used to be like, I'm from New York. Like, no, you're not. I remember you from whatever elementary school. And I'm like, yeah, I came down here from. They were like, oh, so you Floridian, Jamaican, and New Yorker? Oh,
yeah.
Because you can't tell kids nothing because kids are freaking idiots. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I came here dumb early, and I didn't have anybody. I was by myself. I think we're not gonna get into this. This isn't a Dr. Mia show, so I ain't gonna get too deep. But they're gonna have me on the couch like they had you. But you know what I'm saying? I never really had a male, and I think latching on to an earlier thing we were talking about, because of that, I've just been by myself. Like I've been a loner. So, and what I said last episode, that's the reason my daughter knows she can talk to me. My daughter talks to me about everything because I know what it feels like to have no one to talk to. My mother worked crazy. So, and it was open to talk to her, but she was more of the, if you did something, let me know. I'd rather find out from you than find out from somebody else. That was the majority of her, having a conversation. I think once when I was 16, she tried to have a condom conversation with me, and I said the wrong thing as a joke, and she took it. She's like, "Do you know what a condom is?" I was like, "Yeah, that's where rich people live." Trying to say like condo, and she was like, "Oh, I ain't got to." She's like, "Oh boy, you already don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, "Yo, I've been having sex for years now. Like you're bugging," but so I just let it go. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
And just so y'all know, Mike's sick. He ain't crying. Like he been sick for the past couple of days. That's why he sound like that.
I'm out of bed. I'm just happy to be out of bed.
Yeah, I got because they're gonna be like, dang, you all emotionalized, but he just sick. He did not. Yeah, even because that's part of the reason why we didn't get to do the show Saturday, because he wasn't feeling great. Him and Nene, so we couldn't do the show. But so yeah, MD, you got boys though. So let me ask you, are you equipped to handle if your sons came to you relationship hurt? And I'm talking about like crying relationship hurt. I ain't just talking about like, man, forget that whole and blah blah blah. I mean like crying, I'm a in my life type, we all been there. We all been there. We know we all been there. Are you equipped to handle that?
I know. I didn't know because I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have nobody to do that with. So, like I said, my son did it last year. Came and I'm talking about broken heart. But he back with the girl now, so it is what it is. But yeah, I wasn't equipped. I wasn't equipped at all. Like I tell her, hey man, like what happened? He tell me the story, whatever. And my defense would be, oh man, look, man, like there's plenty of girls want you, blah blah blah, this and that. She's just another one. But I couldn't understand what he was feeling because I didn't see what the coping mechanism was from another father figure type person. Like somebody like my granddad who helped raise me, he would call me a sucker. for coming to him, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know what to do. But to be honest, all I could do, and I will say that may be part of the problem with the whole culture of men, because like we don't know how to operate in that sense. You know what I'm saying? At least I don't. But to tell you, hey, look, you know, they come and go. You know what I'm saying? So I guess in an adolescent mind, they saying, you know, if my dad telling me, okay, they come and go, well, you know, move on to the next one and keep it pushing. You know, that may be part of the problem. I ain't gonna front and say it ain't.
Hey, we definitely need. If I even told y'all some of the stories about me and the girl I was in love with in middle school, Trevor, you know who she is. We talk about her cousin all the time, boy. Anyway, but like, if I told y'all on here some of the stuff I did, you guys wouldn't even look at me the same. Like, I was insane in love with this girl. Like, insane. Like, I remember what she had on in our 4th grade picture. Like, the 4th grade picture, I remember I almost said it, but I ain't gonna say it, with the little flower and the little cloud and the rainbow. Anyway, and I remember the rainbow. I was in love with this girl. You couldn't tell me this wasn't a woman I was gonna end up with. And
did she pop your cherry?
Bro, I'm gonna tell you, check this out. I'm gonna tell you how much I was in love with this girl. Everybody on here that's listening to me knows I'm a freak, right? They know I was doing stuff way earlier than I should have been, right? I never thought of sleeping with her. I just wanted to be around her.
Oh,
you know how lame that sound?
Yeah, that sounds pretty lame.
That sound lame. I would sit outside this girl's window after dark and talk to her.
Yeah, you liked her.
She is the last woman I've ever been a lame for, bro. Thank God. And it's funny because like I see her online, like I wonder what happened to her for so many years, and now we on Facebook friends, and she got, you know, all her kids and she married or whatever. And like I look at her and I'm just like, wow, like I really was a lame for this chick. Like, and all her family, like every time I feel cool, one of her cousins will be like, you remember that time I brought you juice and you was under her window? I'll be like, damn, you got it. I can't even say nothing. But bro, if I needed a man to come tell me something, a man to come, hey, this is nothing. You're gonna find more girls in high school. There's gonna be more girls in college. There's gonna be more. Like, stand up, nigga. What's wrong with you?
Here's an opportunity, but you know, one of the beautiful things is here's an opportunity to break the cycle. You know, we all, just like Ricardo saying, we've all been there. You know, I went through it with my oldest, man. I just sent him off to Kennesaw State University. Shouts out to him, man. I'm so proud of him.
Congrats.
Man, thank you. I used to tell people that, congratulations on sending your child again. And that would just be the politically correct thing to say, the polite thing to say. Now I know what really goes in to get your child through that, to get to that point, and it really feels wonderful. I'm so proud of him. Anyway, he had, you know, his first girlfriend. He's still a virgin and everything, right? I put all his business out there, but right, but because he's what they call, like Kevin was saying, so-called nerd culture. You know, he's into anime. He went for graphic arts. He's not really into I gotta have this sneaker's out. He got a nice little shoe game, but it's about average. You know, he's one of those dudes. He'd rather read a book and draw pictures. And so, you know, when he had his first little nerd girl, man, I was happy for him. And the Father's Day went to the movies, Hillhead Chaperone, got his little kiss. So she broke up with him. And he was heartbroken. And it was tough because at first, my first instinct was to go off what I've been trained to do. Tell them, hey, man, you know what? They come, they go. You're going to get over this. I've been there, this and that. But I fought that back and choked it down and took the time just to sit and talk with him like, man, what's going on with you? You know, what hurts? And then you share that, yeah, I know, you can't breathe, huh? You know, the anxiety, and just allow him to go through it and not make it a gender thing, but just a human thing. And I think that a lot of the experience, when we can begin to take away, like I told my daughter and tell my daughter, you're not man-like. You're just dominant in always a masculine energy. You're a strong black woman. You're still feminine. You're still a woman, you know. So it's the same thing saying with him going through that experience, it doesn't make you a woman. It doesn't make you weak. It's a human experience. It's the hurts, and the aches and pains of breaking in a relationship. So that's what I try to do, is make things genderless that are, to me, or can be genderless and are genderless, and just make them general experiences, and or share the general information and advice, and allow him to personalize the experience.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Respect.
Yeah.
Sometimes it ain't that easy though.
Yeah, I
Especially
wanted
when
to.
you got a horn dog.
Yeah,
It don't be that easy.
well, the River Ricardo said, he's yeah, we all been there. Dry your eyes, mate. There's plenty of fish in the sea. The black male psyche doesn't allow for weakness. Emotion is frowned upon. So he basically just spewing everything that we've been told, because I've never seen my dad vulnerable until until I was like in my 20s, when I actually saw him cry for the first time over a relationship. So I never, so I didn't have I didn't know what it was like to feel emotional towards a woman, because my hero didn't show no emotion towards women. So that, that was my plight. But so speaking of that, this video here is kind of, and this is the last we got. I want to play this last video, and then I got like a semi question. I want to know how much I could play on this, because they hit me with 2 copyrights last week on the video. That damn Sam Cooke song. But hold on, I want to play this because when I saw this was very interesting. Let's see what old Mr. Montel Jordan has to say.
And tell my daughters, you are beautiful. You're so beautiful. And they are. And there are no lies detected. But when I tell my daughters, you are beautiful, I'm confirming what my wife affirmed. I can't explain to you why it works that way, but it does. Y'all need to hear. There are grown women who are steadily looking for love in all the wrong places, searching for affirmation from men because they lack confirmation from their fathers.
Boy, you better preach.
If I had a handkerchief, I'd hit myself right now and say, preach,
Dear
preach.
God.
I'm asking you to prayerfully open your heart. Consider that other people can provide all the affirmation in the world, but confirmation comes from the Father.
So I often say this all the time, that a lot of women who get in these terrible relationships and stuff like that, you look at their relationship with their dad. It don't always go like that. So I don't want nobody to say, oh, you generalize and blah 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 blah. For a huge sample size, though, you could look at their relationship from their dad. A lot of women look for what they didn't get at home, and even on the flip side of it, a lot of women, they date their dad. They try to date their dads, and not make that sound as creepy as it sounded, but they look for, if like I use this with my daughter all the time, how we put her in certain type of hotels and stuff like that, so she grows to expect that when she grows up. There's certain things that we do for her that you now can't come and half step, because she's used to that type of stuff already. But then that goes on the flip side. You have women who never heard. I used to, case in point, I'm gonna give it up to Mike. I used to go with this girl in high school, and I treated this girl. I even pawned my PlayStation, not my PlayStation. We didn't have PlayStation back then. I pawned my Super Nintendo. I never forget. I pawned my Super Nintendo for $22. And with a game, Donkey Kong Country, which is the best game Super Nintendo ever made, to buy her a $50 thing of perfume. And this broad had the audacity to give it back to me and broke up with me the following week. And her reasoning for breaking up with me, no lie, I was too nice. I don't yell at her enough. Her ex-boyfriend used to slap her around. This is what she's telling me. My ex-boyfriend used to slap me around and stuff like that. I just can't take the niceness. Like, you treat me too well. because, and then come to find out years later, the dad left when they were, so she never knew what a man was supposed to treat her like. So her first experience with the man that she had sex with, because she had sex with him, he used to treat her like crap. Like, I even remember when we was going together, he even would always still be hanging in the weeds, and he'd always be looking at her like, oh man, you just holding her temporarily and stuff. And he was a senior at the time, so I'm like, damn, I ain't gonna mess with him. But he's like, you temporarily, you just holding her for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a freshman, he's a senior, back to that whole freshman senior thing that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. And that was it. It was just a bad deal for me. But she broke up with me. She said I was too nice to her. It's crazy.
Hey man, I had something like that. I did. It wasn't lame because I got the draws, but I'm just saying, because I know dudes is out. They waiting on me to be like, oh, we heard you sitting outside the window. Like, they waiting. But I rode my bike. I'll tell you how old I was. I rode my bike from my house, which is between Broward and Davie, to Oakland Park. Think about that. I rode my bike from south of Broward to Oakland Park Boulevard.
That's a mission.
That's
no Q. I did not get the Nintendo back.
Bro, that's a mission with a car. You feel me? And I did that, and Shorty told me, because I said, you remember on House Party? She tried to play me like that, like, why you worried about a condom? I was like, oh no, I wanted to get a condom because, I want to make sure you don't get pregnant. She's like, oh, look at you. You sound all this, that, and the third, and you sound soft, and what you worried? A real man wouldn't be worried about. I said, all right, I got you. I found one in my wallet. I beat it down.
Hey, no, keep on, man. I'm laughing because what Arthur put in the chat.
No problem. Beat it down, hopped on my bike, and rode my fat ass right back down to Broad Boulevard. That's, for some reason, some of them are built like that. Like, the show I tell everybody I watch? I say I watch Divorce Court and Paternity Court, right? If you watch Paternity Court, every time somebody is raggedy, does horrible stuff, or they're horrible, like, spouse, they always say, I didn't have my daddy. We're important. Men out there, we're important. Fight for your kids. Don't let that, if she's a horrible heifer harlot, I said heifer or harlot, I didn't curse. A horrible heifer or harlot, deal with it. Go to court. I'm not saying go broke, because I know that's crazy, but do what you got to do to stay in your kid's life, because this is your progeny, it's your generation, it's your legacy, and you're going to watch it be destroyed. And you can front dudes like to sit outside and act like, man, I ain't worried about that kid. I'm smoking a cigarette. I ain't worried about that kid. When you get old and you're on your deathbed, you're going to wish you had some grandkids around you. Go find your kids. All right, I'm going to shut up.
Hey, them high school missions used to be something else, didn't it?
Yeah, man.
Oh, we used to do
middle school, bro.
Oh, damn. Oh, you were getting it in early.
No, my bad. That was 9th grade. That was high school.
Okay.
9th grade.
Yeah,
I went on a Greyhound from Atlanta to Augusta to go get some one time.
What?
In high school?
Yeah, in high school, bro. That was a weekend trip.
You beat me. The farthest I went to high school, I went from my house to FAU up by what's it, Glades Road or something up there? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
In Broward?
Yeah. I was 16. I finally got a car. There was a girl. I was at
you drove. Okay, you drove up there.
Man, stop playing with me.
Okay, I was about to say. Hey.
I got a bike, and I found out on Black Planet. I got me a little college girl. Rode up to college at 15. Did what I do, and then told her I had laryngitis. I couldn't talk to her no more because I had no gas money.
Mike, you know where my dad lived, Mike. I walked from my dad's house to 19th Street.
No.
And I'm talking about like 19th Street towards Powerline.
Ugh.
Bro, I did that on foot, and I convinced my brother to come with me to meet a chick that I was talking to on the phone for a year. I had never seen her before.
Yeah, your brother bugging. I ain't going nowhere and I ain't getting nothing.
And then when I finally saw her, I was like, damn, bro.
Look more like Freddie Jackson.
She catfished the hell out of me, bro. I was like, damn. Oh, we do some crazy.
I used to be back in high school, man.
Hey, I walked from the Broward Mall to my house once. So
that's
far,
crazy.
I have blisters on the back of my heels.
Bro, that's insane, man. Hold on. It was okay. I know I'm gonna do this one, but there's one more I got to get to just because it kind of go back to when we did the one about protecting the kid. So hold on. This is the last video. I want to clear this. Yeah, Ricardo said the things we do for draws. Absolutely, man. Bro, that's what I'm saying, man. Women don't understand the missions that we take, like the windows we done climbed out of.
My cousins up here where I live, they got a crew called the Window Hoppers. That's all they do.
Yeah, man.
Got
your beat bag with your clothes and your toothbrush in it. Man, that was a mission. Man.
My cousin Smart, he put his clothes in the bag and hang it on the window thing. So if you got a hot body, just grab it and go.
But now here's the question though, because now we got daughters. So now do we wrong the jitterbugs for trying to do the same thing?
Hey, I treat a jitterbug like that man who had the shotgun when the kid was trying to kill him. When he trying to rob the house.
Yeah.
I treat him like that. Like, come in. No. Shut up.
Yes. Yeah, same rules apply. Same rules apply. Exactly. You know what happened if you got caught, and I can't tell you how many a closet and under the bed trying to hold my breath.
Yeah.
You know, so listen, same rules apply. I think that should never change. If I'd have got caught, I know what it was, and rightly so. I'm thinking, man, no, sir. Hey, sir, please, sir, let me walk up out of here, sir. That's the only thing you could is beg for your life at the end of the barrel of that thing. And you know what it was. It was, you know, just like y'all rode a million miles, you also risked your life when you're young. So, yeah, same rules apply. So that's something we got to teach our sons, too. You know, all right, son, get caught in that man's house when lights are out, just like if somebody get caught in my house when lights are out. You know what I'm saying, son? It's serious. The lights are out, son. You know, so you know what it is. Universal rules. You know what it is.
Shout out to the twins of Melrose Circle. Y'all was legit.
Let me ask you this question though. So what's your thoughts on, and Yanga, you done probably went through this already because your daughter married now. What's your thoughts about like your daughter bringing a boy over? Like what, you know, so say your daughter's 14, 15 and she's talking about her boyfriend, can he like coming over to study or whatever? I mean, it's gonna be a controlled thing, but I'm shaking my head like Mike, I ain't having it. But
I don't know. Yeah, boyfriend.
Yeah,
like 14, 15 boyfriend. Yeah, that ain't even in the vocabulary, right?
But you know, 9 out of 10 they probably doing that in school though.
And that's where it better stay.
Hold on,
absolutely.
Wouldn't that depend on the young man though, Trevor?
No, MD. Why? No.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I can't talk. I ain't got no daughter, so I'm just shooting the shit at the end of the day.
Down and stop capping. It don't matter how.
Yeah, it'll be such a short-lived relationship. That's like, you know, my little dude 14. You know, and he's playing hood. But like I told him, don't make me show your partners you ain't hood. Because if your mother calls me and say you ain't at the house when you're supposed to be, I'm the dad that run up through you looking for you by your government. Hey, y'all seen tomorrow? And now you ain't cool, man. Your dad's out here looking for you. See, I'm going to show him. The game's up. The jig's up, buddy. Well, because you couldn't. You right, but see, because you couldn't play. So it's the same thing with a little girl, you know, like you said, yeah, that's where the boyfriend better stay at school. But how short-lived is that going to be? Can't go out on a date, can't come off the front porch. How short-lived is that little romance going to be? Sorry. You know, if the teacher's going to let me, I'm having a relationship with the teacher that you can't cut class. It's going to be noticed. So it's a cute thing at school, but he'll be on to the next thing that's a little looser. So yeah,
Hold on.
14, 15. I ain't now.
So
I done
my
bagged
my
a girl
son
too.
is 16. My son is 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He go over his girlfriend's house all the time, and it's a mama and a daddy in the house.
How old is she?
16 is different. Yeah, how
She's
old is she?
16.
Oh,
Yeah,
She's
she's
that's
16.
16. That's
16. They
different.
16, bro. That's different.
That's not 14.
Okay.
That's
That is
not
not
Yeah,
14,
yeah, that
right?
ain't 14.
14 is different.
Okay. Oh, like I said, y'all. Hey, y'all. I'm in uncharted water. I don't know nothing about
Yeah,
nothing. When it
16.
comes to
Yeah, I would
female,
like for them to come to the house. Absolutely.
Bro,
You
okay.
know. Yeah.
I know what I was a
16
good
is ninth grade, right?
I was a good dude and I know
Tenth
what I
Ninth,
grade.
was
10th,
trying to
10th
do.
grade. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know what I was trying to do. I was a
Yeah.
good dude. I left my family who came from out of town having dinner on Sunday because my shorty called and said she was locked out of her house and wanted to do something in her car. I said, my mom was like, hey, go to Publix on Davy and go get what was it? Some sauce for the shrimp. I left, went all the way back up to Oakland Park. It was the same girl on 33rd, and I stayed there and in the back seat of a car until her parents came back home, left, and went back home 2 hours later with the car inside looking like we was raining. And I was a good dude. That was my girl. Like, I really cared about her. But that's how the mind works when you're young.
Man, thank God you didn't grow up in my neighborhood. I got two younger sisters. I'm thankful to the Lord Almighty that Mike did not grow up in my neighborhood. Watch your sisters, boy. They wasn't safe with this cat around.
What you talking
You
about?
said,
Here's Michelle.
That
Michelle
was my
says
girl.
my granddaughter is 19 and they sit in the living room on the couch. See, that's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Hey, you want to know why
Yeah.
that's bad too?
Why?
When I had a girl mom who said, all right, now you come in this house and you sit here and y'all chill with us. I got the black box. Y'all can watch whatever you want. You know what's happening on that couch? We both sat up like this, and this hand was going crazy.
That's what I mean. Didn't I just tell you watch your sisters around this guy?
See,
I mean,
that's what I was about to say.
They have to be respectful at the at the least. You that's what you're also looking for. This is why you want to see. You want them to come and see if they're mannerable, and then it's also what you taught your child. It's about, if she's with it, then I mean, how mad at the young man can I be? I'm hoping that I've instilled in her enough that she will respect my home, respect her body, respect, just overall respect. I would hope that I've instilled enough in her to do that. But I still like for him to be at home and present me with the opportunity to meet the young man. Or, like when my youngest starts dating, he's 15 now. When he starts dating, if he brings a young lady around, I hope that he will bring around, and I hope that he think I'm cool enough, to bring him around. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah.
And like I said, that's the thing. Like, and not to say that, it's one thing expecting, and like I said, I can't talk from a daughter like aspect because I don't have a daughter, but from a son aspect, he's not gonna disrespect me by having his girl in the house and start flicking the bean. Like, nah, you ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? but
man,
I do say, hey, look, if you're gonna do something, like not out, I'm talking about outside of the house. That's where it differs between daughter and son. Would you agree with that? If you're gonna do something, hey, look, I instill this in you to be protective of yourself and safe.
Yeah, the double
whereas
standard
you wouldn't do that
The double standard is real because you can't do it nowhere. In the house, out the house, by the house, thinking about the house. You can't do it nowhere. You can't do it. So yeah, the double standard is real. I think that's what a mother probably to me would have to talk to. Because asking me about it, you can't do it till you're married. I'm old school. I wouldn't even have a realistic answer to give her. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even know what to tell her.
That sounds wonderful. I'm telling you, Shorty went to another high school, so that's the only time I saw her. But let me tell y'all what they do now. When I moved up here, they was at the park getting it in. I've driven by the park, and they be at the park at the little racquetball thing getting it in. So you either let them come to the house, Let them know, get they chill on, get their little freak on in the corner or whatever, or they gonna smash. I don't know the type. They gonna
Man, what I mean,
hey,
where's the morals? Like, do they be like, well, I get experimenting, but I mean,
they have morals. They have hormones.
Yeah, I get the experiment, but I guess there has to be so, like, I don't know. Everybody just wasn't like some little girls be like, no, not on the nasty playground. I guess I would hope, like to think and believe, but you don't know. It's like, and to put my daughter's business out there a little bit, like she's 20, married now, has a child, but they go through them phases. I remember when she called and was like, Dad, I'm gay. I'm like, okay, this is a new one. And I didn't want to be disrespectful, because she lived in Maine. So before the gay, it was the white boy. So I didn't know which was better. For me, I was like, oh Lord, you're killing me here. What are you trying to do to me, Fatima? You know what I'm saying? If it ain't a girl, it's a white boy. What are you doing? So, you just hold on. I think the thing is, man, because they're going to find their own way. They're going to carve out their own way. They're going to forge their own identity and stamp it upon the world. You just give them the best that you can give them. And like I said, man, know that some of it, what they're going through is phases, and hope that they come out of it. But some of the things you're not going to be able to avoid. It's just about taking good steps. And I think when they get to the age of dating, meeting the people is good steps. I don't know about, like, you and I probably disagree, Mike, on, like, you have daughters. What do you tell your daughters when you tell them about, what will you tell them when they get to the age of talking about sex? What are you going to tell them about where to do it at? How do you approach that?
I'm going to tell her that you are not allowed to have sex until you move out of my house. And if you do,
that's a good one.
I will be very disappointed in you if you do, and I expect better from you. And then I'm going to sit her down and I'm going to show her the statistics about what happens with babies before college, babies before you're married. I'm going to show because my daughter's, she's going to be analytical like me. I told you, I'm going to have her, she's in 4th grade now. She's going to know algebra before she leaves elementary school. Like, my daughter's going to be a nerd. Even though she's pretty, she's going to be a nerd. And I'm going to show her the probabilities of what her life could be if she makes bad decisions. And the worst decision is getting pregnant. Getting pregnant is worse than getting an STD, because you can hide an STD. You can't hide a baby.
Dr. Mia gonna kill you if she hear this. Oh my goodness.
I'm saying, so what's the right conversation to have? Is it the abstinence conversation, or is it the safe
Mike
conversation?
using scare tactics?
But I just said, I'm not using scare tactics. I'm using facts. I'm not going to, I'm going to say, look here, boo-boo, I understand that, your hormones is going crazy. You ain't going to do what you want. I hear you. I respect you. I'm going to do you like I did your second cousin. I'm going to get her one of the wands. You stay in your room. Ladies know what a wand is. Y'all gentlemen might not. Just like I had a cousin who just got married, who she was trying to run back to her ex-boyfriend, who was trying to get her pregnant on purpose. And I said, stay away. She's like, but I need some. I sent a wand right up to her off Amazon. One of the best things I ever did. She stayed away from dude. Now she got a husband and a baby, and she's happy. I'm going to give my daughter a wand. You and this wand go work out whatever y'all need to work out in private. Don't have no man put you in a position where you're so worked up that you give yourself to someone who you don't even know is worthy of being a dad. You don't even know if this man's worthy of being a good boyfriend. That's why I'm annoyed by women, because they sleep with people and be like, well, how was I supposed to know he wasn't going to be a good father? That's what waiting is for. You're supposed to wait, have a conversation, see if what he says matches up with what he does, have some more conversations, see if what he said. They don't do that. They sit around, they go, oh, he's so fine. Let me talk to him. Dang, look at this. Oh, that thing felt good through his jeans. Let me give him some. And then they go, how is it my fault? That's how it's your fault. You control who get in your womb. I'm sorry, I'm going off. Y'all go ahead.
Hold on. Michelle says, as parents and grandparents, you remember what you did as teens, so you let them know some things, you keep them active and pray.
Shout out to Miss
So
for her daughter. Much love, mama.
Absolutely. I can agree with that.
Ricardo says, wifey and I will talk to both daughters. Bad decisions ain't allowed in this house. True tactics has to be applicable. So we like to think, bro, we like to think, I forget who it was. It was Ricardo or Mike. One of them sent me a video recently of a young girl trying to sneak a boy in the house. And the dad saw them on the Ring camera. Because it's not like it's not like back then. Back then we didn't have the cameras around the house, so we could do whatever we wanted to do. Now, like, I got cameras all over my damn house, so every inch is covered. So you ain't sneaking in this one. But it's just we want to believe. I want to believe that. And God, I wish Brent, you sleeping? I wish you would chime in. I want to believe that my daughter will save herself to marriage. I want to believe that I try to raise her right. I want to believe that I show her the right path and good morals, and I exemplify what a good man's supposed to be, blah, 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 blah. But truth of the matter is, it probably won't work out that way. And then when I get to that road, then I had to cross it. But I just need to make sure that me and my wife teach her to keep safe, and hopefully when she leaves this house, her husband will be the one that's taking her out of here. But that's a whole nother thing. I don't know, man. Just some scary stuff.
It is. But that's what they say. You shoot for the moon. If you miss that, you land on a star. So even if it isn't exactly how we work it out in our mind, the fact that you've set a standard, you've set a bar. So I'm confident that even if it doesn't go picture perfect plan like Dad has in his mind, the brother rode up on a horse and snatched up and doves were flying above them as they rode off, that it will be, you're setting the bar and a standard that it will be a decent enough individual that probably would be able to pass Dad's scrutiny test. Because I was surprised with Emmanuel. As I got that, he actually passed my scrutiny test. Now, my little, superficial test, would I've liked for him to have been the second coming of Malcolm X? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But as a human being, and he has those Hispanic qualities, and it may be a stereotype, but he's living into it. He's hardworking. He does all of those things, and he absolutely adores my daughter. I mean, when you talk about adore, he absolutely adores her. You know what I'm saying? To the point where he puts up with me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so I couldn't ask for more as a father-in-law for a man to marry my daughter. So, yeah, it didn't go picture perfect, Trevor, but he passed the dad scrutiny test. And I'm confident, just knowing what type of brother you are, getting that vibe and how we've rocked out, that I'm willing to guarantee that Daddy Baby holds you in enough esteem that he will have to pass a certain test. He's like, look, you had to get past my dad. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
What I mean is all hypothetical now because she, obviously married to Manuel. But what if your daughter would have married a white guy?
You know what? It would have been, I think, the same thing starting out. Maybe the distaste would have been on a different scale. It would have taken me a little longer to swallow and stomach it. I completely wouldn't have understood it. I'd have went through the whole thing of what did I do to you? I know I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I know I missed a birthday or two, but damn, you don't do it like this. I'd have went through the whole thing. But I would like to believe that there again, that dad scrutiny test, when I got to the manly part of it, the humanitarian part of it, that he would have checked off every box. I'd been like, damn, I would have begrudgingly had to give it to him. Like, damn, this devil checks off the checklist. And I believe that. I believe that we just said it. They're going to have their own individual stamp. They're going to be their individual little self. They're going to have that twist in life that makes them them. you know. And so we hope it's just not so radical that we don't recognize them or that it sends us into an early retirement home. But you know, I believe the core of that will still be what we set for them. So yeah, if it was a white dude, I'd have had a fit. But I like to believe that once I got past all of that, my prejudices and my bigotry, that on the human thing, he would have checked off every box.
So you would be able to accept your daughter marrying a white guy, but you can't accept us immigrants.
I accept immigrants. I would accept her marrying an immigrant. Shit, she married a third generation. I think his grandparents are from Mexico. You know what I'm saying? I accept immigrants. I think that I accept her marrying a white guy, and she would have to accept the reality of it. I wouldn't let her live in a fantasy of it. And it's the same thing with our relationship with our brothers and sisters that's that's foreign brothers and sisters. We have to really be honest about the nature of our relationship and see if there is some way that if it needs mending, mend it, or if we can strengthen it, that it would be advantageous to both of us if we have a shared oppressor. However, when we talk to brother, shouts out to the young brother Kevin, when we see the majority of attitudes, if that's the prevalent attitude that Kevin had, that we're lazy, that we're shiftless, that we're just incapable of forward advancement, then it's going to be hard we're always going to have this distrust and this undercurrent of dislike for one another. I mean, it's insulting. I mean, at the end of the day, we laugh and we play, but as a Black African American, that's insulting.
So to my cousin Kevin, that's in the I don't get this Chris, whoever this is. To my cousin Kevin, that's in the chat. If you go back and listen at the 1 hour mark, you'll hear why I asked him that question. Him and young Kev had a fantastic debate earlier about immigrants. MD, same question to you. What if your son's married a white girl?
Yeah, that don't bother me. I mean, I don't look at like race from that aspect. It's all political to me. I don't care. Like,
but MD, they can't. MD,
huh?
they can't share. They can't share in your plight though. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm an individualist. I ain't asking to share in my plight. What I'm saying is, from the aspect of generational harm, when it comes to my people, that can be reduced specifically from an action. I can't look at the harm and put it on a collective of another people. I don't view stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I have white folks, Mexican folks. My kids got white friends, Mexican friends. They're at my house. So I don't look at race. When I view racism, I view it from a specific harm due to a specific action. I don't counter racism with counter racism. I don't do that. I don't look at it.
I am so shocked right now. Mike, what if your daughter married a white guy?
Sad to say, I think my daughter is going to marry a white guy. My daughter, since she came out, has her mother's really, really light because she's Puerto Rican, but she's black as hell on the inside. But I don't know. She's like Kevin. She's in this culture of, but I'm American. I'm like, you black, girl, you black. I'm American. I'm like, oh God, like, I don't know. I try to like, hey, let's read this book. She's like, but I'm a Barbie girl. I'm like, oh God, I'm failing. Like, I can only do so much, so I'm trying to make sure she's good at school at least. So if she married a white dude, at least she'll leave with his wealth if he does anything wrong. Best I can do. Sorry.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked to hear that from MD and Yanga more, especially Yanga. Moreover, because I mean, I just had Yanga on here an hour and a half ago, hard down arguing young Kev about immigrants and stuff like that. And the fact that you saying you would concede to your daughter you would eventually do
Yeah,
that thing with your
I love
daughter.
my daughter. I love my daughter unconditionally. Well, I'm not gonna say
Man.
unconditionally. There are some conditions, but I love my daughter tremendously. And despite sexual preference, um, uh, however the gentleman looks, his race, his ethnicity, it wouldn't take away, the love of my daughter and the family connectedness. I understand she's her own, like MD talks about that individualism, that she's her own person at the end of the day. I would want her willing participation in the continuation of an advancement of black. Am I still
No,
on
no,
here?
you good. I just
Okay.
changed video.
Yeah, her participation in advancement of black people. I'd like for people to see black excellence and a successful black power couple. I'd like for them to be a part of that whole thing. However, if she opted out, if she chose not to do that and fell in love with a white dude, which a Mexican dude, a white dude, man, when does she stop being my daughter?
Okay. So and I we got to go back, and I want to touch on Kevin's comments. Kevin, because he thought we were talking about him. This is my cousin Kevin. No, but we were talking about young Kev. He says we need to recognize that we're kinfolk with a shared oppressor to your immigrant thing. Yeah, Kevin, go back and listen at the 1 hour mark. You'll hear a debate about that. And then he also said that we do need to acknowledge that black women marrying interracially has a different impact than black men marrying interracially. Now, y'all made me, because we got into this conversation, it made me change the video that I was gonna play. I'll save that for next week, but this fits right in the bill and what we were talking about. So I wanna let this one go. I'm shocked more at Yanga, because Yanga, what if, I mean, and it's all hypothetical, because if your daughter's already happily married, but like, what if he was to go back and listen to some of the stuff you said? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he had
Oh yeah, listen, I'm unapologetically black. My views don't change. That's one thing I won't do. Just like I have to accept his devil ass, I'd have to accept his cracker. He would. I would hope that she was honest with him about who her father was. And
oh man, what happened?
Oh damn! I thought that was me that was breaking up.
He's gonna tell him he believes that the white man is emphatically evil. So he would have to accept me. It'd be a lot of pressure on her, but I wouldn't change who I am.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, he's on the panel, but for whatever reason we can't hear him, so I don't know what's going on. But I want to you know what, I'm gonna finish out with this video. I'll get to the Michael Jackson R. Kelly thing next week. I want to play this video just because of what we're talking about.
Yeah, we got to talk about this. And before y'all come at me in the comments, this is a personal testimony as someone who has dated outside of my race. Plenty, okay? A lot of y'all like what you see when you date a black woman. You love the beauty of black women, which I can't blame you. You love the aesthetic. You love how different we are. You love our bodies. But the problem is, a lot of y'all don't even like black people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Bro, where are my black women at that have dated white men? Because y'all know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. The black women who have literally experienced being called the N-word by the white man that they're dating. Let's talk about white men that have literally had children by black women, but can't stand black people. Why do y'all do that? It honestly, I'm discombobulated, because make it make sense. Hold up, let me do some math real quick.
Is somebody on there?
Yeah, it's not adding up, because How you gonna date somebody and then just pretend the whole time like you really mess with them and fuck with them, and whole time you racist as hell, can't stand me? True story. I have a friend who's half white. She says her dad is a stone cold racist. When I say this white man hates it that his daughter identifies as a black woman, explain that to me, please. I want to know. Get in the comments and explain it to me, because y'all been doing this shit since slavery and even before then. Yeah, because we haven't forgotten. We ain't forgot. So y'all need to stop. If y'all really aren't down for black culture and black people, stop dating us, because it's actually very disrespectful and it's hurtful. And I'm not with it. So stop.
Mike, get her, Mike. Get her, Mike.
This is what I can't stand about.
Get her.
Yo, women just be talking, bro. Like, I'm so serious. Like, this woman has the nerve to sit here and blame the man she's giving her vagina to for how he feels about her. How about you stop sleeping with the people who don't like you? What is wrong? What is wrong with you? Yo, men, why are there red people in the world, Trevor? Why are they yellow bones?
Mixture.
Where did those mixtures start, Trevor?
Well, if you want to go back to slavery.
Slavery. When they thought we were subhuman, they were still smashing us. So what you think? Now all of a sudden that you're human, you got elevated, you got your other couple fifths of a person that they don't want to sleep with you? Men will smash anything. Some women will smash anything. You the person that's supposed to have the self-love to not give your poom-poom to the dude who call you a nigger. Are you serious? And ain't got the nerve to, don't date me if you don't like me. Yo, every man has messed with a chick he don't like. Every man. Every man has looked back and been like, I don't know what I was thinking. Yo, I'll do you one better. Every man has had an orgasm. And when they had the orgasm and they were done and they looked at the person they had the orgasm with, they said, what the hell am I doing here? Why am I messing with her? I know, but I keep doing this. What is wrong with every man has done it? Every man. I haven't talked to any man on this panel about this. I guarantee you they've done it. I guarantee you they busted a nut and been like, what the hell was I doing with this heifer? I should have never. Every man. You need to work. Yo, chicks get on my. When I say no accountability, look at it. Look at the video. She just did a whole video blaming men who wanted to have sex. Yo, I have slept, and this is gonna piss a lot of people off. I have slept with a racist white girl before. I had in her house with the rebel flag, and I knocked it down and called her a cracker the whole time I was beating it. And she was fine. And she was my boss. And it was fantastic. I would never have a kid with her, but I damn sure dropped D in her. Trust me. She was bad. Okay? Bad.
Oh, boy.
People will sleep with whoever. Stop this foolishness. Yo, if you want to laugh, look up race play on Pornhub. If you want to giggle and look at these goofy black girls with the shut up, you little niglet. And it's so funny. That's how he feel about you. And men don't think it's, oh, shoot. Hold on a second. Don't think, yeah, you know the throat. Don't think it's just them, because all those white girls you smash, they don't like black people either. I learned that way earlier. When my black homeboy was like, yeah, man, I got me a little homegirl. And we was hanging with him, and I heard her tell her friend, ugh, who let those niggers over here? And I looked over, it was a bunch of black girls walking in the thing. And I looked at them and said, you know they don't like black people, right? Man, I ain't worried about black people, I'm worried about me. Because that's what penis does. Penis don't think past step 2. Step 2 is vagina. That's as far as penis can go. Penis don't got the brain to go further. That's why I tell women, you are in charge of who gets to smash. You are in charge. Stop giving your womb to people who don't deserve it. Hell is wrong with you? If you don't like me, don't date me. Stupid, you decide. Close your legs. Go to the library. If he take it from you, he go to jail. So you giving it to him.
Oh boy.
The hell is wrong? They got laws so he can't take it. They got laws on the books. If he take it, he go to jail. And if he take it, I'll kill him. And I still don't like you, and I'll kill him. So if you smashing him, you giving it to him. Stop. Be an adult. Stop being these idiot infantile people that Kevin thinks you all are. Be an adult. Stop sleeping with pieces of shit. Yo, if you want to see F-boys disappear, stop giving them coochie. Bet money. It won't even take a generation. Stop giving F-boys coochie for a year and watch F-boys disappear. All them F-boys will be in church next week. Oh my, oh no, no, see ya. They'll be in church next week. If morals were something that you have to get vagina, bet money F-boys disappear. Bet money. Bet money. All right, I'm done. I was trying not to be loud and brash today. God dog it.
Hold on, man.
I was trying to be, because you called me loud and brash. See, I don't even want that bomb, but I'll take it. But dang it, I was trying not to be loud and brash. But they get on my damn nerves.
I love how it show up in the background.
Hold no accountability. None. She don't know how are they getting these black women? You're the black women. Stop sleeping with them. He called me a nigger. Yes. So stop sleeping with him. What is wrong? All right, I'm sorry. All right, my bad. My bad.
Well,
my bad.
Well, Yanga.
My bad.
I knew that when she started talking about the amount of white men she dealt with, and then she turns around and not saying I'm not going to deal with them anymore. She was just saying, if you're not going to respect me, don't talk to me. So she's still leaving the door open. I was just like, man, when Mike hear this, is going to be on and popping.
Bro, I'm tired of having babies, but let me go smash Future one more time, and then Nick Cannon right after that. The hell is wrong with them?
These and Zay and Bones did tell me though that there is a genre of we had a conversation and we're talking about porn being racist and stuff like that. Yeah. And there is this black girl that I've seen on Twitter, and that's all she does is have sex with white guys that calls her nigger and all that type of stuff. So it's a thing. What's up, Yanga?
Oh, you thought I was joking?
Oh no, I knew you were telling the truth.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, what can I say? I think she said it all. You know, she has a preference. She's gonna always encounter that because she has a preference. So she issued a statement: "Stop if you're not into me. Stop dating me." But I'm like, if someone said up there that we're talking more fetish, and I think that should be examined. Is this a fetish? Is this some type of fantasy role? You know, I don't know. So I think you're always going to run across that problem when you date. I believe my daughter and me and Emmanuel talked about that. My daughter and I talked about that. I believe even she's going to run across that problem, if not directly from her husband or from her husband's family, from the community in general. She's going to run across bigoted, racist Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you get those that feel like she got a good man, so to speak. I think that you have some of the same elements and sentiments exist in every ethnic group. You know, in every ethnic population, those that look out for the preservation of their race, those are the multiculturalists and more universalists and all of that type of stuff. So it's unavoidable. My whole thing is just everybody know your side, get with your side, man, and shit, get in the fight. That's it. That's my advice. Cause you're in it whether you like it or not. You are in it whether you like it or not.
And while you at it, Yanga, go on and plug your channel and what you got coming up, because we about to hit that 3-hour mark and I'm about to shut down.
All right, let me plug the channel, man. And I've been slow, man, but it's you can get it at Yanga's Words. It's the Think Tank. You can check me out. I've been kind of slow with the content I want to pick up with so much going on. I think if I talk about anything, it'll just be the general state and affairs of Black America. I keep it on nationalistic issues. I think not only is it interesting, I think that it is important for Black Americans to know what we're doing politically, economically, socially, culturally, our interactions, how they affect us. So check it out. We discuss it all over there, you know. So check it out. Appreciate, and definitely, man, appreciate Straight Talk Society, definitely for the launch. And after sending shouts out to Trevor, I haven't seen I don't have access to my chat, but definitely want to send out where there's a king, there's a queen. Send a shout out to Queen Nene, man. Definitely. You guys, so I appreciate always being on.
No doubt, no doubt. MD, what you got to say about that?
Yeah, man. Hey, I look at it like this. Men do a lot of the interracial stuff based off of status, right? It's a way for them to show a certain position that they've achieved. That's the way I look at it. When it comes to the women, a lot of it is because of aesthetic. So in the town that I live in now, probably half of the Black kids that I see is mixed race. And on top of that, probably 50% is 50-50 with Black men and Black women. You know what I'm saying? Meaning Black men with white women and then white men with Black women. You could tell based off of the way a lot of these people carry themselves, a lot of it is based off of aesthetic. Now, the whole thing with saying nigga and all of that, I could get it based on fight. Let's just call it fight or flight. When stuff go down, a lot of the time, the white individual, whether it be women or men, get into that in bigot mode, basically, to try to counteract whatever the argument is. That's the way I see. Now, if you just outright just saying, you know, yeah, this my nigga wife or whatever, you know, like, yeah, that's something else. You know what I'm saying? That's insanity. But a lot of the times, in a lot of situations where it's an issue that get brought up, white people tend to use their bigotry to have a U2 moment in that particular argument. That lets you know where the position is. Now, that don't take away if they love them or whatever. Like, I ain't gonna even get into that. But the fact that they can use it is an issue all on its own. And the fact that it also, when it comes to kids, basically, it almost becomes a team white versus team Black, if that makes sense. What side is my child gonna take? You know what I'm saying? I've seen that. You know, my kids got cousins and they mix race, and it becomes a tug of war, basically. One arm going white, one arm going Black, and a lot of that is due to like the family. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, with that situation, if you just outright saying, okay, yeah, this is my boyfriend, he just outright calling, there's something wrong with you. But you know, from the aspect of like, arguments, right, like that, it will come out.
Yeah, you were Borging towards the end.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's all I was saying. Yeah, through arguments and strife, it will come out like bigotry. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you Kevin says race will always supersede gender. What do you got coming up on the thought box?
I mean, I don't know, man. I was gonna try to do something Thursday, because you know the Republican debate is Wednesday. So I might do something Thursday, but you know, I don't know yet, man, because I'm gonna be dog tired because I'm going Dynamite Wednesday. So
Oh, you are?
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm going to the Dynamite show, and they taping Collision after that. So like I ain't gonna get home till like 1, 2 o'clock.
Oh yeah. You're gonna be dog tired. Damn, so we're gonna need a live report the following week.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, because we're doing the AEW All In preview this Wednesday. Yeah, man, y'all make sure y'all make sure and drop that hashtag FreeMD20 in the chat. Let them know. Hey, and I'm gonna tell you like this, y'all. For those of y'all who think I'm being a troublemaker, this is simply what I'm doing here. MD got too much in him to be suppressed, and all I'll say is this: the Straight Talk Society start popping when I walked away. And I think MD, and this is strictly me saying this. This is not MD. MD probably cringing right now listening to me say this. But I think MD got too much in him that he need to be doing it on his own channel. And that's why I say that free MD 20. He don't need to be involved in no more drama. None of that bull crap. Break free. Let the wings of the eagle, blah, 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 just set you free. Do your own thing. And that's why I say that. So, and I stand by that.
You know how I view that. You know, it is what it is, man. Like I said, man, I'm my ass is in the wind, bro. I go where the wind take me, bro. I go where the wind take, but I appreciate it though, Trevor. Hey, look, probably on Wednesday I'll jump in before I go in the building. You know, let you know what's what
definitely.
on Wednesday.
Yeah, I definitely want to know what it looked like in the building. What yeah, man. Yeah, I love that that live look.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I'll check in with you.
All right, well, appreciate you joining the panel. Yeah, he probably in a bad spot. All right, peace. Brent, man, you've been trying to get in the whole night and we can't hear from you at all. What's going on? Still can't hear him. Dang, I really wanted him to, because Brent has a young what do you call him, young adult daughter too. So I'd really love to hear for him to hop in and give his thoughts on it. Well, next time. All right, Mike. Well, what's up? Let's go and close this thing out. 3 hours, right on the dot. Boom.
Not a thing. Much love to the chat as always. We made it through. Like I told you, I don't let viruses hold me down. You know what I'm saying? I got Vicks pads. You ain't gotta rub it on your chest no more. You can just stick it on. You know what I'm saying? I got my Dayquil. I got the ghetto brand. Just say daytime.
That's the best kind.
You better let them know. Let that tussin get the phone.
That generic stuff is the best.
Big facts. Got my generic throat spray. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. You know what I mean? So I appreciate all of y'all coming around, hanging with us. Kev, your cape is tight and never, ever, ever falling off. Some of the stuff you said today, wow.
I don't know, man. I think the young man held his own today, man.
I think you want him to hold his own, but
I think all things being considered, okay, Kev is not you. You and Yanga could go at it back and forth for 5 rounds.
Could
Kev
whoop Yanga butt.
Yeah, it's on the channel. That's Kev is not that. The fact that he stood up and kept trying to get in there with Yanga is very aggressive, man. That's hard. I've had to have conversations with Yanga. That's not easy to do. So the fact that Kevin stood his ground, I was really impressed with him. I was really proud of him today.
Well, those are two totally different things. I'm always impressed with Kevin. He's my young boy. You know what I'm saying? He's my young boy. Thank you, sweetness. I appreciate it. Mango Mike will survive. I got some mangoes, but they ain't ripe yet. But the second they ripe, I will be on this screen making all of you feel really strange with that mango in my hand. But Kevin's my young boy, and it's funny because he used to be like us. I used to call him King Kev. He used to be a Patrice O'Neal lover. He was that dude, and I don't know what happened. Somebody got to him and changed him. Now he's Simpius Maximus on some weirdo stuff, but hey, I'm not the type of person that judges. No, I take that back. I judge you, but I don't get rid of you for what I judge you to be. There's people who judge me to be loud and brash, and they usually have beards, and they're moderators. But, you know, that don't mean you throw away the baby with the bathwater. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. And if anybody hurt him, I hurt him. But I'm still going to call him a simp and have this cape head waiting for him every time he talk. Much love, everybody. Keytot, you know what it is. Cowboy suck, though. Sorry, boo-boo. Sorry. Cardi, you know what it is. I'm sorry. If you can help me convince my daughter not to marry a white boy, I'd appreciate it. She go to a pretty much predominantly black school, but she ain't got the. She's like me, where she don't really fit in nowhere. Like when I was in school, I played football, but I also played Magic with the nerds. You know what I'm saying? I didn't fit anywhere. Like the people they were talking about, the animes, and that was me. I would go home and do that. Only time I went on the block was to go over around your house, around the English's house, around the block. So I don't know. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna try to get in some black stuff, make her listen to some New Edition, the greatest group ever.
Yeah. Yeah. I got them over. I got them over, boys and men.
Oh, big facts, bro. If I could go back in time,
not by a lot. Now, let's not try to make it seem like,
bro, they
like
invented Boys to Men. That's how you know they the ish. But you know what? This is a great way to stop it, because next week we're gonna do that R. Kelly, Mike MJ thing, and I'm at it. I already got my throat spray ready. Whenever you're ready, pimp. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for spending time
man,
with us.
get better, man. Get better, because we gonna need you for Wednesday.
All right, I'm going to bed right now.
Because you know I don't know.
Yo, what was it? I got remember I was teaching about IPTV? I just got somebody's password, so I'm gonna be all in on a whole bunch of stuff, if you know what I'm saying. Y'all have a good one. Thank you for coming to the Straight Talk Society. Let my host take you out. Y'all have a good one. And Dallas Cowboys suck!
All right, peace, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Well, Straight Talk Society, there you have it. Another fantastic episode of the Straight Talk Sessions. Man Talk Monday. We've done 37 of these. God, I can't believe it, man. It just seems like this thing is just going. Yeah, as you guys can see, Mike wasn't feeling good, and Kev had to run early, and Wayne was probably in the meeting, but I'm glad Yanga and MD came on. I thought there was a really good debate with Yanga and young Kev. I'm actually going to clip it tomorrow and then put it, do the little short like I've been doing for all the debates. So we probably I'm gonna be doing that. Look for that this week. Speaking of this week, now coming up tomorrow, they haven't confirmed it yet because we were supposed to do the show last night. So I'm waiting for the MMA brothers to confirm, but they should be doing the UFC 292 review tomorrow night. So look for that tomorrow night at 7:00 if it's going down. Then Wednesday we have Wrestling with Reality. We'll be doing the AEW All In preview show. And then I want to say, is it the 26th? So I think on the 26th, if I'm not mistaken, Nini, correct me if you're listening. We're finally going to get to that Sip Happens, the makeup and breakup review. We've been having a lot of sickness going on, so we had to keep pushing it back. Then on the 29th is the debut episode of Tape Fist Politics. That's going to be Ben Cat's baby. That's going to be his he's going to be the creative force behind that. Just like I I expressed this more or earlier when we started the show. Yes, Nene says at 26, pour your heart out. Just like I expressed earlier in the show, every show doesn't need my personality on it. And this is one of those that's going to be more serious. So I'm gonna just let Venkat take the reins on this, and I'll sit back. See, that's the great thing about me. I don't hold people back. When I see people have the ability to do something, I don't try to suppress them at all. I say, hey, there you go, give you the keys. And that's the beauty about over here in the Straight Talk Society. That's what we do over here. Oh, I forgot. This Thursday, I don't have the thing for it, but this Thursday we will be having another biblical debate. As Yanga likes to call it, a revival, not a debate. We'll be having a biblical open discussion where they'll probably set up some debates going forward in that. St. Louis will be over, Jansen, Duran, Eddie, Gideon, the whole crew, they'll be over. Hopefully Lance and KOT could come by. Those biblical discussions are always fantastic, so I'd look forward to that. That'll be this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. What else? And then on the 7th, September 7th, we have a Straight Talk Sessions debate going on between Peter Cox and a newcomer to the Straight Talk Society, Brother Stacy Mobley. And the topic of their debate is it wrong to play musical instruments in worship service today? Make sure and get all your friends that are ministers of music and things like that. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Michelle says all the programs that I have seen are fantastic, and you have a jackpot. I only see you going higher. Good luck to you and Nene. You and Nene work well together. I appreciate that. Yeah, we do. Yeah, that's my ride or die. Like I feel like if I rob the bank right now, she'll probably yell at me, but she'll be like, dang, why you did this? As we get in the way, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. That's my rider, man. That's my rider for real. But yeah, we have that debate coming up on the 7th between Peter Cox. Y'all love Peter Cox. I've already gotten messages talking about how everybody loves Peter Cox and the brother Stacy Mobley. Stacy Mobley has been around. He's been on Sun Netter. He's been on debating Captain Cesariak and Captain Kadazar. So he's well known in the religious debate scene. So he'll be here to debate Peter Cox. And like I said, this topic, is it wrong to play musical instruments in worship service? That is going to be very interesting, because what they're basically saying, what Stacy Mobley is saying, is that when the musicians are playing in church and the preacher's preaching and the musicians are playing behind them, that's not allowed. That's not acceptable. That is what they're saying. When the choir's up singing and the organ's playing and the drums are beating and the horn is blowing, they are saying that is not allowed. So Peter Cox will be championing all you musicians, all you church musicians. But Brother Stacy is coming to tear all that down. And he's coming with scripture. He's the one that called me and asked me, can he do a PowerPoint presentation? He is coming with scripture and Bible verses to back up his position. So I cannot wait for that. That is going to be fantastic. We do it all over here on the Straight Talk Society. No longer am I going to allow people to bother me, because I still get messages to this day. Oh, you guys use profanity on your channel, but then you have religious debate. So what? Jesus ate with sinners and stuff like that. If you have a word that could draw us, then why don't you go into any situation? That's all I'm saying. So, the haters, whatever, you can keep doing your thing. And like I said, the channel was monetized today, where we are now able to accept super chats. If anybody feels so inclined to drop your boy a super chat, feel free. The Cash App is always down at the bottom. Help with this work that we're doing only if you want to. I am not asking you to do it. But if you do feel so inclined, we will not turn it down, and we do appreciate it. Help us with some of these overhead costs that we have going forward, especially now that I have to because we're doing so many different things. Now I'm going to have to go to the higher package of StreamYard. I can't get away with using the regular one that I'm using now. So we are gonna, that's just gonna cost me more money. And like I said, and this ain't no sad story. Like I said, I've spent more money in podcasting and this than I've ever made. My equipment alone costs more than anything I've ever made from doing this, because I do this because I love it. I will continue to do this because I love it until my voice gives out. But if you do want to help us, help me and Nene support this, you're more than welcome to. Let me see. What am I doing here? Vancast always, you didn't put your overlay up. The overlay is up there with the Cash App. Cash App is Straight Talk Society. Again, I'm not begging anybody to do anything. If you want to, then you do. If not, hey, tune in tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow for the MMA brothers if they come on. And the super chats are open. I think though what we are going to start doing is a Straight Talk After Dark series. I am going to put that on members only though. There is an option to do like a members only where it's like a $2 a month or something like that, whatever, where I give you extra content. And I think once I figure out how to do that, that's what the After Dark is going to be on, because there's certain things on After Dark that I want to say that I can't say now. And we did have the letter ready to go, but we ended up getting into the debate and it kind of shifted the show a whole nother direction. So we'll get into the letters. We'll get into the letters next week. Hopefully we have an awesome, I was sent a video, and I'll just blow the lead now just so you guys can really think about it, where there was a debate of who actually is better, R. Kelly or Michael Jackson. We will get to that next week, but it will be based off of the video, all the information presented in the video. So that should be a real good one, because I'm very interested to hear what the panel guests have to say, especially Mike. So there you have it. With all that being said, it's time for me to go. And hopefully we'll be back tomorrow with the MMA brothers. If not, we'll be back Wednesday for Wrestling with Reality. As always, I leave you with these words. Always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations of them. Until tomorrow, possibly. Peace.
Why are you so aggressive, black man? I'm like, it's a no-win.
Always aggressive. Always aggressive black man.
What's up, man?
Wayne.
Mike.
Oh, okay. Hey, man, cut the sexiness out, man. Ain't no women on the panel. Man, we on here talking all sexy.
He just goes on. He just went off on you like that just for no reason.
Yeah, man.